Roxanne, if you don't mind me asking, who were you just having a conversation with as you're walking into the studio?
This is when I get my business done with Doug in the morning because he's out of town. So I have to tell him everything that.
And he's in the Bahamas?
Yeah.
And he's up at 6 in the morning?
Oh,
well,
yeah.
actually, they're an hour ahead. Are they an hour ahead?
No.
Okay.
Same time zone.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right, because when does it? Because Atlantic time, I guess the Bahamas is close enough. But then when you get into some of the other Caribbean islands, then you get into Atlantic time, and you're like an hour ahead, like St. Martin and maybe even the U.S. Virgin Islands. Now, Bahamas is in the Atlantic, off the coast of Florida, so I guess that still remains Eastern time. But so you're talking to, well, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of business were you talking to Doug about at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Just what time do you get home today?
Oh, he's coming home today?
Yeah. What?
All right, folks, if you haven't figured it out, I'm talking about
Roxanne
And Doug.
Not to be confused with that.
And Doug.
Roxanne
And Doug. And Doug.
Yeah, so of course, Dig Doug, or Doug, is Roxanne's perpetual fiance. And what business were you talking
he's
about?
got a real shifty, grifty habit that I do not
Oh,
like.
you're calling him shifty and grifty?
Yeah, this is
wow.
my one
Is he like a
habit.
gypsy? Is he a gypsy? Does he pull the driveway resurfacing scams like Patrick Swayze in that movie? What movie was that?
Patrick Swayze?
Yeah. Hey, Andrew, what?
Tu Wong Fu?
No, it was not Tu Wong Fu. No, there was Google Patrick Swayze movie, gypsies and driveway resurfacing scam. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think I saw it on HBO one time. I'm flipping through the channels and what were you saying?
So he has this thing where I'll ask him, "When is your flight? When are you coming home?"
Yep.
He'll tell me the flight that gets him to Miami, but he won't tell me the flight that gets him to Tampa.
Oh.
So I'm back at 4:00. So then I have to say, "You're back in the United States at 4:00."
He's looking for buffer time for the side ride.
I don't know what you're saying. Now I think I do. No. This is what he says.
I'm
his
kidding.
excuses. This is like a point of contention in our household.
Yeah.
Is I kind of need to know these schedules because I need to know.
Gotcha.
And so it doesn't matter when.
So he does this a lot. He does this a lot that he won't tell you he won't tell you the final flight landing. He'll tell you like a connecting flight.
Yeah, and sometimes his flights change, if you know what I mean. Like sometimes he'll take a different plane than planned. But
why will he do that?
Like if he gets a ride from someone on a different plane,
if he gets a ride from someone on a So are these all private planes he's on?
No,
Does he have to take his choice?
not on this trip.
What do you mean if he gets a ride from someone on a different plane? He has all these friends around with what? With private jets?
In the Bahamas, yeah. Sometimes people have like a corporate jet or something, so that's why there's...
I gotta be honest, I don't know if there are any DEA officials listening, but I'm just a little suspicious about all this Bahamas business. That's all I'm saying. All right. Hey, Andrew, did you find the movie I'm talking about? Did you find out which?
Not one with Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Maybe it wasn't Patrick Swayze. I don't know. Maybe I'm making a mistake. What movie has gypsies and like travelers? Oh, I'm sorry, travelers. The Travelers, and it was like a driveway paving racket scam, and that's a real deal. Where they'll say, oh, yeah, your driveway needs resurfacing, and then they won't resurface it with an actual petroleum-based product. They'll use like a water-based, and the first rain, your new resurfacing washes off. What was it?
Travelers has Bill Paxton and Mark Wahlberg.
All right, then maybe that's the movie I'm talking about. Okay, so I aired. Oh, hey, do you know who this is? I want you to listen to this audio bite, and it's something to do with Tom Brady. Oh, and a Fester update in a minute. I'll give you a Fester update momentarily for all of the early first segment listeners. But first, tell me who this is.
If he has another season, it's not going to be in Tampa Bay, right?
Oh, you hear that? All right, who do you think they're talking about? All right,
we know who they're talking about.
Well, who are they talking about?
I played it again. For
all right, here we go.
If he has another season, it's not going to be in Tampa Bay, right? And it's just because Tom's a businessman. Tom's a smart guy. He's going to do exactly what he did when he left New England. He's going to go to the best situation that helps him win if he wants to continue his playing career. I don't know. He'll probably sit these next 2 weeks and he'll hang out with his family, and he'll assess the situation. I'm sure he has a routine now because he's probably been thinking about this these last 3 or 4 years on, am I going to play? Am I not going to play?
Right.
And, I'll give him a call and bug him a couple times and see if he'll give me anything. He probably won't, but I'll let you guys know in a couple weeks.
All right. So obviously they're talking about
TB.
Tom Brady. But do you know who this is? Well, I'll play the first part again.
If he has another season, it's not going to be in Tampa Bay.
If he has another season, it's not going to be in Tampa Bay.
I was going to guess Gronk, but that guy's way too coherent. Like, Gronk would be like, he not play next season. Maybe I not know. I eat microphone. So it wasn't Gronk.
It wasn't Gronk, but it was another former New England teammate.
New England.
Yeah, it was a New England. It was a former New England Patriots teammate.
I can't name another New England Patriot.
That was
except for the guy who murdered somebody.
Oh yeah, what was his name?
Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez.
Have you seen those documentaries?
Oh, God. Man, talk about a double life.
Yeah.
That was Julian Edelman.
Who's that?
Dude.
I mean, yeah, that guy, I know him.
So he was on some
Patriots,
kind of,
right?
he was on some deal. Yeah. He was on some podcast or whatever. And he said, yeah, if Tom Brady plays another year in the NFL, it is not going to be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right. The breaking news on Fester is MJ News Alert. He is still in the hospital, and he will be probably till Saturday, maybe even Sunday. And I talked to him last night. My God, he sounded awful. I mean, folks, did you see my video that I shot last night? Again, I encourage you, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I shot a video last night while I was walking the dogs right after I got off the phone with Fester. I shot a video and I posted it on my personal Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio. If you follow me, then you might have seen it last night. If you don't follow me, you should. Certified MJ Radio on Instagram. Give me a follow. I'll play the audio next and give you the update on Fester's hospitalization and his myasthenia gravis, which has really just nailed him, and it's getting worse. But I'll explain why next. Don't move. Just getting rolling. MJ Morning Show Q105. Here's traffic and 105, it is 6:20 here on, what is this, Thursday already, right? Yeah, Thursday morning on the MJ Morning Show. And the update on, did anyone talk to Fester yesterday? I spoke to him like 3 times, and I texted numerous times. Did anyone speak with Fester yesterday?
No, I was keeping up with all of your updates on IG, and so I did not call him because you were talking about how rough he sounded.
I texted him. I go, "How you feeling?" He goes, "Like bleep."
Yeah, he is not in good shape right now. Fester is hospitalized. Fester was admitted to Tampa General Hospital, and he's getting worse. Now, why? Now, there's rhyme and reason here. It's not like should have stayed out of the hospital. He's getting worse because the treatment that he is getting, you'll get worse before you get better, but this is the right course. And I'll explain. So for those that don't know, Fester was admitted into the hospital after he took an Uber to the ER on Tuesday. Fester has, and I am not violating any HIPAA regulations here. Oh, you're saying, MJ, you mispronounced that. It's HIPAA. No, in Fester's case, it's hippo.
But that's good. When he's sick, just make fun of his weight. That's real
come on,
good.
that's his joke.
Real cool.
Maybe it is my joke. Come on, Froggy, knock it off. Fester will be the first one to toss out a joke. All right, Fester has something called MG, myasthenia gravis, which is an autoimmune disease that hit him like a ton of bricks, just hit him back in 2011. He's just going about his, jolly old roly-poly business, and in 2011, just BAM! It just hit him, and it just knocked him for a loop. And it makes you lethargic, tired. It kind of attacks muscles. It makes you weak. It causes like facial features to droop, like his eyes are all droopy, like droopy dog, like his mouth will drop. It's awful. And it laid him up big time. He was in the hospital for like 3 weeks back in 2011. He was at TGH. He went to one other hospital first, then he went to TGH, and then he was in like ICU for a couple of weeks. It was a mess, and that's when it first hit him. Then he was medicated. It subsided, and then it kind of went into remission, and he had like nothing until like 2019, and he was up in Michigan because he was doing, general RV sales, because after we ended the first run of the MJ Morning Show back in 2012, he got into the RV business, and he still does that. In fact, he's missing the big RV Super Show this weekend, which sucks because probably means he might lose, maybe 20 grand in commissions, or, depending on how many units he sells. So that kind of sucks that he should be selling RVs this weekend at the fairgrounds, but instead he's going to be in Tampa General Hospital.
Yeah.
So in 2019, he was at one of the other RV shows up in Michigan, and then it hits him again, but it didn't really throw him for a loop. He went to a hospital up there, and I think they gave him the neurologist gave him some maintenance medication, and it kind of kept things in check. And then for whatever reason, last week, this thing starts coming back, and he's starting to have little bouts. But that was on top of him having some other things, and we think that was acid reflux, and he was having some chest pains, but nothing cardiac, which is kind of a shocker, but that's a whole different story. But he started taking acid reflux medication, and it seemed that went away. But guess what? This myasthenia gravis came back, and he started taking the maintenance medication again, and it helped a little bit, but then it didn't work as well. Goes to the hospital because he was getting worse and worse, and that's where he is now. So he's off of the maintenance medication, and that's intentional. So he's getting worse because they're starting like a 5-day course of IV treatments, adding like hemoglobin. They're just doing crap with his blood in order to try to, I guess, flush out whatever they need to flush out. And apparently after 5 days, he's going to be better. But you got to get worse before you get better, and that's where we are with Fester. Now, if you follow me on my Instagram, my personal Instagram is Certified MJ Radio. And I got to play this off my phone, and it should be okay. I'm just
What
gonna.
is it? Why don't you? You're just going to play you saying something?
No, I just want to. Yeah.
Or is it audio fester?
No, it's me.
Why don't you just say it?
Well, because I want to play how I did it last night. I did a breaking news update on my Instagram on Certified MJ Radio, where also, did you see the water tower out in Polk County that they painted Save Fester on?
Oh, wow, like Ferris.
Exactly. All right, it might be a Photoshop, but I don't know. All right, hold on. That's on my Instagram as well. Hey, Andrew, can you grab that, please? Grab that off my Instagram. All right, so, all right, it's a Photoshop. Wacky Jackie in the sales department did it.
Oh, she's the best.
Does she ever work?
And I'll send you the original because she did use a Getty image that we're licensed to use. All right. So
great. Thank God.
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. All right. So this is me last night. Let me just crank up the volume because Fester usually logs into the computer that I use directly on the air. So here we go. Here we go. Out for the walk with the dogs tonight. I just got off the phone with Fester, and he sounds awful. I feel so bad for him. He's like, I can't talk. I don't feel well. I'll talk to you in the morning. The deal is that when he had his... All right, so I explained, but I just wanted you to hear, he really... Let me shut this thing. Shut it off. No, but he was like... I feel... And... he wanted to hang up. It is not often that I usually want to hang up on Fester. Fester doesn't want to hang up on me. I got to say, okay, got to go.
Oh, that's the only person you have to say that to.
Yeah, and excuse me?
Just kidding.
So he just did not sound well at all.
Yeah, you sounded very, very concerned about him in that IG post.
I was. I
yeah,
am.
I am. Yeah.
I mean, you could tell. Look at my demeanor. Did you watch my video last night?
I did. That's how I was getting my updates.
Well, and listen, I think I have a look of concern on my face. I don't want Fester going through this. I'm like, hey, can I stop by? No, please don't.
Why do you want to bug him?
When Fester doesn't want us to stop by, that really speaks volumes of his condition.
Well, this is a dangerous thing because if you don't treat it, it becomes life-threatening because it affects the muscles that you use to actually breathe. So thank goodness he is under close care at TGH.
Hi, WebMD. Where are you getting that? No,
I'm WebMDing it right now.
All right, now, I think that might be accurate, but I don't remember all the details.
Yeah.
But do you have specific language?
The complications.
Can you read specific language?
If untreated.
Are you on WebMD?
Yes.
Oh, so I was right. I got Miss WebMD over here. All right, go ahead.
If untreated for a prolonged period, it may lead to myasthenic crisis. It is a life-threatening condition with the muscles that affect breathing are affected. And this requires immediate medical attention. And so then it's looking into what might cause this or complications. And so maybe, is he on thyroid medication? Because that seems to be tied into this.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, the thyroid sometimes, regulates a lot of interesting little things in your body. I revealed, and I thought I talked about this on the air some years ago, that back in the early 2000s, 2004, I think we determined, and the whole crew didn't know this. 2004, we were just on fire. The MJ Morning Show, when we were across the street on the other radio station, I came down with thyroiditis, which my doctor at the time was Dr. Andrew Boyer, who was incredible. He was a fantastic local doctor. And I walk in there and I'm like, I'm just dragging. It's been like this for a month now. I have no energy. I'm like, and he says, I don't see this very often, but I maybe see a case every 5 years. I think you might have something called thyroiditis. And bam, he was right. Sent me for some scans. And it just like drained the energy out of me, and the crew never knew. So, Froggy, you were with us, Fester, Joey B. We had the whole crew. Was Meredith was? I don't think Meredith was with us yet. That was a little too early.
I think that was maybe around the Seacrust time.
Ryan Seacrust, but I never told the crew, and I had to fake. I faked it. I tried to hide my symptoms, and I never revealed it. But I had the thyroiditis drag for, it was like 3 or 4 months. I think Michelle said it was like 4 months, and it could have been 6 months or more. So luckily I got it. And my doctor said, hey, it's just going to go away. But it could be 6 months or more, and mine went away in about 4 months. But, man, I was just dragging, and I had to try to, fake it and not let you guys know. I just didn't want to, talk about it, reveal it, because I'm not much of a complainer when it comes to, that kind of stuff. So I'm glad Fester can breathe, because I don't want him not to breathe. That'd be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. So that's the latest on Fester, but he was awful last night. I hope he's doing better. He's getting these IV treatments for the specific course of IV treatments for the myasthenia gravis and this flare-up that's really knocking him for a loop.
One of the things he has to do if he has it is eat a healthy diet that includes plenty of protein, exercise regularly, avoid stress.
Stop. First of all, healthy diet. Let's go to the board. Nope. What was the second one?
Exercise regularly.
No exercise regularly.
Under the guidance of your healthcare provider. Doesn't have one.
All right, so right now we got 2 strikes.
3.
And what was the next one?
Under the guidance of your healthcare provider.
Okay. That is 3 because he doesn't have a healthcare. He hasn't been to a doctor other than like emergency room stuff. He hasn't had a physical in ever.
Maybe this will be the catalyst for him to start going to the doctor again.
Maybe so. All right, so that's the Fester update. I hope we can get him on the air. I'm going to see if he can come on next hour in the 7 o'clock hour. So, folks, I don't know what he's going to sound like, but please, pray for Ferris. Save Ferris. Save Fester.
Yeah, Fester's actually sick. He's not faking it.
Yeah, it's not like Fester Bueller's Day Off. All right, hang on. We're back in a minute. I got a big pile of early morons in the news next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Nobody. right, you got the MJ Morning Show on Q105.
Barbara Streisand.
Thank you. Let's dive into the early morons in the news, and very interesting, weird, diverse pile of early morons in the news this morning. 6:40, by the way, and we're going to try to call Fester sometime next hour. I'm trying to figure this one out, and I don't often do like foreign morons in the news, but every once in a while, one of these stories kind of grips me, grabs me. A Canadian woman caused a $10 million house explosion while driving drunk. I'm like, what? A $10 million house explosion? And now she's suing a liquor distributor because she got drunk on the liquor they distribute.
Oh, yeah, it's their fault.
Say what?
Okay, a $10 million home explosion?
All right, listen to this. This woman was so blasted. This woman was so bombed out of her mind that she blew up a home. Canadian woman caused $10 million in damages. Now, I don't know if that's 10 million Canadian or if that's 10 million US. Because right now, Canada's a big discount. I mean, we should know it because we just got back from Whistler. We did a couple of weeks up in Canada. We went to the Whistler Resort, which was great. Really, my first time ever in Whistler. I mean, we're avid skiers. And, Froggy, you know, where do we go every year? Where do we go?
Not Canada. Colorado.
Jeez.
That's right. Colorado?
Yes.
I don't know. Like, I pay attention to your
focus.
life.
Focus, man.
Yes, you go to Colorado. I'm focused on where you vacation.
Right. No, well, because every year for 20-something years, we go to Colorado.
Where do I go every year?
You go to your family's mountain home in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. You got that right.
Yes.
Son of a... All right, you proved me wrong. Good deal. Okay.
All right. So we go to Whistler, and Canada, the dollar is not very strong. So the Canadian dollar is, I don't know, like 75 cents. So the U.S. dollar is strong.
Right.
So for Americans going to Canada, it's like a 25% off sale. So I don't know if the $10 million in damages that she did while driving drunk, I don't know if that's like 10 million US or if it's like $7,500,000 Canadian. But she was driving drunk, crashed into a house, and then the house explodes.
What'd she hit?
Well, now she's suing the distributor and a concert venue where she was served the alcoholic beverages. She says that they're all to blame because they sold her the alcohol.
Well, isn't that a thing, though? Like, can't bartenders get in trouble for that, for over-serving?
If you but if you have direct contact, if you've got a bartender that has dealt with a customer at a bar and you're feeding them alcohol all night long and you can tell that they're inebriated, they're falling over drunk, they're just smashed, they're bleep-faced, and you keep serving them and then they walk out. Yeah, there have been some cases where bars have been liable, but a concert venue where I don't know where she got her alcohol or... So this happened actually a couple of years ago, but now we have an update on the story. Daniela Lease, 26 years old, was driving home from a Marilyn Manson concert at the Budweiser Gardens Arena in Ontario, right across the border, from the United States. After drinking at the show and getting behind the wheel, she crashed her Ford Fusion, which was registered to her father, into the brick home on Woodman Avenue, ruptured a gas line, triggered a massive explosion that destroyed 4 houses. I never heard about this.
What the? Talk about a great way to end a Marilyn Manson concert.
My
Yeah.
God.
Talk about nothing good happens after a Marilyn Manson concert.
7 people were injured. falling embers led to blazes at several homes nearby. So she crashes into home 1 and the gas line ruptures and the whole thing, she's gonna blow! And then all of the fire and the embers then catch adjacent homes in the neighborhood on fire, burns those to the freaking ground. 7 people, we're lucky people didn't die here, including her.
I can't believe nobody did.
So falling embers caused several other homes to burn to the ground. The entire neighborhood had to be evacuated. Gas and water service had to be shut off to the entire area. The blast reportedly caused damages in the neighborhood of $9.8 to $14.7 million. The financial impact of Mr. Lee's actions have been enormous, with total damage approaching, by some estimates, $15 million, according to Judge George Orsini. Victims included 2 police officers, 2 firefighters who suffered numerous injuries, with one firefighter forced to spend more than a week in the hospital before he was discharged.
What do you do? Crash into like $4-5 million houses? I don't understand.
Lee subsequently pled guilty to 4 counts of impaired driving and was slapped with a 3-year prison sentence back in 2021. But she is now suing, claiming that she wasn't responsible. I love the people that then try to project responsibility. I love the folks that try to come up with an excuse. Oh, it's not my fault that I got all smashed and liquored up at a Marilyn Manson concert in Ontario, Canada, and then drove my dad's Ford Fusion and crashed into a house and blew up a home and lit the whole neighborhood on fire and injured firefighters and everything. Oh, my God. Last month, she and her father, Sean Lease, filed a lawsuit against Ovations Ontario Food Services, the company that distributed the hooch, according to the
Hooch? What year is this?
The Post. That's in the Post article here. They claim that the seller of the alcohol shares liability for the blast, and apparently she was drinking a lot and she was ultimately ejected from the venue. I don't know whether she was so bombed out of her mind that it sounds like they threw her out of the venue because she was so liquored up.
So did they ever test her system for like any other drugs? I'm surprised she didn't say like, oh, I got roofied or something.
I do not see anything to that effect, but I did not go back to like the Canadian Broadcasting Company's broadcast archives or the Toronto newspaper. But now they're filing a lawsuit against the seller of the, like if you go to the like Amalie Arena, or if you go to like the Trop, or like at the airport, you have those vendor companies. Like isn't like one of the companies like HMS Host? You know what I'm talking about? Like, or Ray J. You go to Raymond.
Yeah.
Like, isn't there like one company that handles like the concessions in most of these places?
They're catering. Yeah, it's like a concession catering company. I can't think who it is.
Well, I think I just said it. I think one of the companies is HMS Host or something like that. I think they do a lot of the concessions around the country, but you got companies that do these concessions. So it sounds like this Ovations Ontario Food Services sounds like they might be one of the concessionaires or the alcohol distributor. So she's all blasted out of her mind, and then she's going to now sue with her father, the company that sold her the alcohol, because she drove Daddy's Ford Fusion. That's a smoking ride, by the way. Literally, it was a smoking ride. But can you imagine blasting into a house, rupturing the gas line? How is she not blown to smithereens?
She's lucky.
I want to know how that happened. How was she not blown to confetti?
But she did all that damage.
She did. They're saying somewhere between $10 and $15 million.
She's like that woman that used to put herself in a box in the minor league baseball games and then blow up. And then you remember that lady? The blow-up lady?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
There'd just be an explosion and she'd be like 50 yards away from the box.
Hey, I've got a meatball story when we get back.
Meatball.
Those are good
Yeah.
meatballs on those calzones yesterday. Oh,
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that. In fact, can you believe the story? Can you believe how amazing Sardo's story was about me just mentioning that I had a good slice of New York pizza locally and I had never been to that place? Is that amazing, the story he told, that people were lined up outside? I mean, any advertiser or potential advertiser, if you have not heard, I'm going to play some of those excerpts next hour. Because we had Sardo's Pizza bringing some pizza to thank us. Because I just mentioned on the air, hey, man, I had a great slice of pizza. That was a couple of weeks ago. And then his business, they had people out the door. You got to hear his audio bites. I mean, it just shows, the power of the MJ Morning Show. And when we talk about something, what kind of business we can drive. Hold on. I got to finish with morons in the news because we got to talk about the spicy meatball. So why is a spicy meatball in the morons in the news? Well, I guess you'll find out next. So hang on. All right, back in a second. 6:51 MJ Morning Show on Q105. Let's grab Pat and traffic. Hey, Pat. Hey, Roxanne, are you a supermarket eater?
You
know
mean
what
like
that is?
someone? Well, I'm eating right now. Excuse me, I was just chewing some food right now. You mean when you walk around the supermarket and
Can I ask a question? Do we know why Froggy is now not back twice when we're on the air? Here he is. He's walking in right now. You walked in 2 minutes late the last segment when we're talking about the house blowing up. Now you're walking. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I think I had a bad burrito last night.
But you're not coming from the bathroom area.
I use the downstairs bathroom. So I go downstairs in
Hold
the
on,
back.
you-
I use a luxury suite downstairs.
You wreck the bathroom that the law offices use downstairs?
Yes. The one that's not even for men. It's for men and women. It's a single bathroom. And as long as the seat is up, I find, you don't have to wipe the seat, because if the seat is up, that means it hasn't been used since it was cleaned last night.
Since the cleaning crew, I've noticed.
So I-
I've seen that.
Plopped it right down, baby. Nothing better.
What you mean?
Not even
didn't
wipe.
have to put
You mean
toilet paper down?
putting the seat down?
Yeah. No, I'm saying
Yeah.
I just sat right
Right.
down. I didn't have to wipe the seat down or
Gotcha.
nothing.
No, I've noticed that as well. And that's a good telltale sign, because I've
Indication.
seen that. Yeah, because the cleaning crew, they come through at night after business hours, like after 5 or 6 p.m. And if the toilet seats are up in the stalls, that means that you're the first user
Yes.
since the last cleaning.
And I won't go until I find one that is up and clean.
That's a very exciting feeling, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, it's like Christmas morning.
You don't even need to use the toilet seat protector
You
then.
save yourself 10 seconds.
That ridiculous wafer-thin tissue paper that's going to...
Does that protect you really?
I don't know. I think that's just...
no, I always think that to
That's
myself.
just
like-
psychological.
and I'm teaching my girls to do that, and I'm like, what am I really teaching them?
And those things are so flimsy and weak, you can barely get them out of the dispenser without ripping them.
I think it's just a backup plan if you don't have
it's-
any more TP.
It's psychological. It's like, it makes you feel better that you're putting this ridiculously thin, see-through piece of like onion skin on the toilet seat.
And by the time you sit on it, the wind of your butt going down towards it moves
Oh,
it.
it knocks
I
it
know.
into knocks it
That's
into
the
the
worst.
water.
So it's
Yeah.
impossible to even use.
Yeah, it moves all over the place. I mean, just like the
slightest bit of wind.
the slightest. I mean, it sends it flying.
Like when I used to use them, I would sit so carefully. I'm like, I don't want to move it. I don't want to move.
Oh my
And then-
God!
yeah, and then-
It blew underneath into the next stall.
and then you feel the cold on your butt.
I got
Yeah.
amoebas.
Where the hell was I? Oh, I was chastising
Yeah,
you.
you're chastising me for
because-
using the clean toilet.
But no, this is like second segment in the row that you're walking in late, is
I'm
what I'm
having
saying.
a rough tummy morning.
All right, so I asked Roxanne if she's a supermarket eater. And I don't think it takes a rocket surgeon to figure out what I'm talking about. A supermarket eater is one that walks through the supermarket while shopping, and you're like opening stuff up, and
I would never do that.
you
Do
know
I
what?
strike you as that kind of person?
No, I mean, I've done it.
MJ does it all the time.
I wouldn't say all the time, but I've been known to do that. Open up an item, and I'm snacking while I'm shopping, but I pay for that item. And sometimes I have finished an item and I put the empty wrapper or packaging on the conveyor belt. But if you notice, there are some supermarkets where you'll walk through and people have noshed and snacked along the way, and then they ditch the item. Haven't you seen that? Like
yeah.
open packages that people were eating, and then they ditch it. That sucks.
What's it called? Is it called grazing?
Yeah, I think that's a good term.
I think it's illegal.
I don't know. I don't think it's not illegal. It's illegal if you don't pay for the
it,
stuff.
yeah.
That's what's illegal. I don't think it's illegal to eat the stuff while you're shopping, as long as you pay for it on the way out.
Last time I went to Publix to buy like some coffee, I saw a guy eating sushi as he was shopping. Like he got Publix sushi and he was just tearing it up as he was like
With his fingers or with chopsticks?
with his fingers.
I have never had supermarket sushi.
Me either. I wonder what it tastes like.
I'm sorry, I'm not buying my
After
sushi.
going to Yoko's, I'm not sure.
Hey, after doing a tour of some of the best omakase places in Manhattan and in Tokyo, I'm not eating supermarket sushi. I'm sorry.
What if it's
All right,
real
so obviously we got a supermarket eating grazing story here. Listen, the story is, the moral here is, if you're going to eat and graze at the supermarket, just pay for your item or have the means to pay for your item at the end. And this takes us to one of our favors areas in Florida, and this could be only one place, folks. Of course, I'm talking about
The Villages.
Yep.
Florida's friendliest hometown.
Yeah, let's go to the Public store in
The Villages.
All right. And this is where the meat the ball comes into the picture here. Yeah.
A meatball?
Let me introduce you to Sherry Lynn Bestor, Bestor, 59 years old. She lives on the historic side of the Villages. Does that mean like
What?
That's what they call it. So I think it's the old part before they built
Yeah.
that monstrosity of like a 3-county spread of all of these people from up north moving down, buying golf carts and getting STDs and playing golf all day long. All right? So
So is the historic part? This is where the first
Yeah.
swingers in the village lived. Is it like, is there a tour of the historic homes?
I have
of
no
the villages?
idea. I have no idea. Anyway, I'm looking at our mugshot right now. So Sherry Lynn Bestor, she went to the Publix at La Plaza Grande at 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, went to the deli with her boyfriend, selected a package of meatballs in the Publix deli. She opened the package, began eating the meatballs in the deli, according to the arrest report from the Lady Lake Police Department. And she and her boyfriend had no money, no form of payment whatsoever to pay for the spicy meatball.
Just one ball?
Well, they ate the package of the spicy meatballs in the
okay.
Publix deli. Tell you what,
Those
they
are good.
should have ordered some gabagool. That's what they should have gone to the deli and ordered the gabagool.
Gabagool over here.
Yeah, I'd take a quarter pound of the gabagool. So the store manager told the Lady Lake Police that Publix wanted to press charges.
Jeez.
The meatballs were priced at $5.51.
Whoa, those are expensive balls.
Yeah, she was arrested on charges of retail theft and booked into the Lake County Jail on a $500 bond. And I'll tell you what, those are some expensive meatballs.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Now, does she enjoy meatballs after this, or is it always going to be a trigger to her arrest?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think she loves meatballs a lot. 'Cause she really risked it.
I mean, walking, that's pretty ballsy to walk in, knowing you have no money whatsoever to pay for the item that you're going to graze on and eat at the Publix up in the Villages.
That's how she eats dinner every night, probably.
Yeah. All right, so, I've got some celebrity morons in the news we got to get to here. All right, let me prioritize here. I do have some other morons, but I mentioned I want to do some celebrity morons.
Yeah.
So let's do those here. And I've had some of these have been in the pile for like the last day or so I want to get these out of the way and they're good. Marvin Gaye.
All right, now
Right.
we're talking.
Marvin Gaye, sexual healing. Marvin Gaye. I mean, famous singer Marvin Gaye died how?
Wood chipper accident, everybody knows.
No, it was not a
Was
wood.
His dad shoot him?
What, say it again, Andrew.
His dad shoot him?
Yeah. I was
Marvin
going to say gunshot.
Marvin Gaye's father shot him back in like what was it, 1984, 85?
There's an old Marvin Gaye song about his father that like basically predicts that.
Well, the reason why I'm bringing up Marvin Gaye, hey, can you look up, Andrew, when Marvin Gaye was shot? I think it was like 84 or 85, and his dad shot and killed him. And there were awful jokes going around. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, Marvin Gaye, a legendary artist. Yeah, when did he die?
April Fool's Day of 1984.
84. Yeah. Yeah, I was, I was just finishing up my senior year in high school because
Tell you what's going on.
I was class of 84.
Yeah.
It's one day before his birthday.
Holy crap.
I was just born.
What's going on?
And, I mean, listen, Marvin Gaye, a classic, right? So he was shot by his father. Well, guess what? Marvin Gaye III has been arrested for domestic violence with a deadly weapon.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
So, Offspring, you got to be kidding me here. What is this?
Keep the family name going.
Marvin Gaye III, the son of Motown icon Marvin Gaye, was arrested. According to TMZ, he was arrested Friday afternoon after pointing a gun at his wife and cousin. After Marvin, I mean, this obviously runs in the family. My God, his grandfather shot and killed his father.
You know what it makes me ask? What's going on?
Exactly. What's going
on?
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, do you have the camera on Froggy by any chance? Oh, you're missing.
It's making me ask.
You're-
What's going on?
You're missing all the good stuff. Froggy's throwing a conniption over here.
I just want to set up the saw.
Froggy.
What's going on with the gay family?
And then Froggy's like having a spaz attack and pointing. He's pointing at Andrew in the booth, wanting to know
What's going on, Andrew? What's with this?
Wanting to know how long it's going to take for
I
Andrew.
mean, I'm just like,
how
what's going on?
how long is it going to take for? How long is it going to take for?
God, no, the intro. What's going on with Yeah.
How long is it going to take for Andrew to play What's Going On?
Listen how good this is, though, for real.
So what is taking so
Yeah.
long? Okay, we finally got it here. All right.
Well worth it, Andrew.
But we
Good
never
job.
got to the hook.
But seriously, what the hell is going on in the Marvin Gaye family? Now, you got Marvin Gaye's son is pointing a gun at other relatives all these years later. I don't think there should be any guns available in the Gaye family.
No.
All right?
Is this a genetic thing? Like they...
That's a very good question. I mean, it could be. Hey, Andy Dick
Oh, God, I haven't heard that name.
arrested for public intoxication and failing to register as a sex offender. Comedian Andy Dick was arrested on Friday for public intoxication.
I don't even know him.
In the wake and failing to register as a sex offender because remember,
Oh, yeah, I do.
he
Okay.
grabbed an Uber driver's crotch back in 2018.
It's the guy has been arrested
Yeah.
so many times.
This
I
guy's
I didn't think he was a comedian. I thought he was a criminal. That's
He's
all
a mess.
That's all he's in the news for.
Guy's a total and a complete mess. Andy Dick.
Remember the video of him getting cold cocked in front of that bar a couple years
Oh,
ago?
yeah.
He just got, and then it just, you would think something like that
Yeah.
would just slow him down.
All right, I've got one more celebrity moron I got to get to when we get back. And then we start the long chunk of the MJ Morning Show next. Also, the latest on Fester. I had a little issue at the Publix pharmacy I got to talk about. And hang on. We got a lot of stuff next on the... Wait till you hear the pharmacy story. All right, all next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. Hey, if... Oh my God, I am just like totally overwhelmed today. I mean, we always have a lot of stuff. I always walk away from this show every day with a lot of stuff we just don't get to. But today, it's a real challenge.
Yeah,
to get.
so many directions you can go.
A lot of things we got to deal with. First of all, can I thank Kevin Jackson from the city of St. Petersburg? How nice is the light cycle now at MLK and Roosevelt?
Yeah, if you want to get something done, call Kevin Jackson.
I'm telling you, if anybody in the city of St. Petersburg, if anyone knows Kevin Jackson, and he's like, I think with traffic controls and traffic lights and all kinds of stuff like that, we got a hold of him because we were getting hosed every morning for about a month because the traffic light cycle at MLK and Roosevelt in St. Petersburg, because we all get off at 275. We can't take 4th because that's closed because of the construction. So we get off at the Ulmerton MLK split, and we go down MLK. And that traffic light, something happened before Christmas, like 3 weeks before Christmas, something happened. And that light cycle got all curmungulated. And we're sitting at that light for like 5 minutes. And it's like, what is going on here? I mean, it was
long.
It was the craziest light cycle, so we're complaining about it. I told Fester when he wasn't hospitalized, I said, get a hold of whoever's with the city of St. Pete. We finally tracked down Kevin Jackson. We had him on the air. We explained the situation. He said, yeah, that's also a state road, and they work in connection with the Department of Transportation. Anyway, they fixed it. It's done. Something got all wigged out with the computer system and the sensors, and it was rough.
I don't even think about it, and I haven't even thought about it all week. That's how I know it's not a pain.
Oh, it's great. The light cycle is right, and it's working. The sensors. So usually there's like no cars going on Roosevelt. The traffic is on MLK going north-south. And there's not... Oh, my, I just bit my freaking tongue.
Oh, honey.
Oh, son of a... Ugh.
Are you okay? You need me to rub it, make it better?
Let me stick my tongue on MPTV.
You're going to have a canker sore later
Oh,
from that.
man. Anyway, so thank you to Kevin Jackson for fixing the traffic light that was just hanging us all up.
Good old KJ, you know?
Yeah,
The best.
fantastic. All right. We got to call Fester in a few minutes. I got the Publix pharmacy issue I got to talk about in just a couple of minutes. And look, I don't have an inherent... I like Publix pharmacy.
Yeah.
I've had very good success at the Publix. My usual typical Publix pharmacy is the one across from West Shore Plaza Mall where the Sports Authority used to be. They built that small Publix there.
Yeah.
And their pharmacy staff in there is really nice. There are 2 women that are the pharmacists at the Publix in South Tampa on Kennedy across from West Shore Plaza. And those 2 women, they're great. They are friendly. They smile. I always have a great experience at the Publix pharmacy. And not that I had a bad experience at a different location. It's just, an interesting chain of events, which...
What happened?
All right. You ready?
I'm strapped in. I'm putting on my my funny hat.
It's the Publix right down the street here.
It's the funny pharmacy story.
It's the one right near Roosevelt and MLK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really old Publix, so
Yeah.
when you walk in that store, it kind of feels like I'm visiting Grandma in Hollywood.
It's got that smell, that
Yeah,
old
like
public
a-
smell.
Yeah.
In 1976. I mean,
hard.
that's seriously. So my grandparents used to live in Hollywood in a place called Hillcrest, and there was a Publix nearby, also a Winn-Dixie. And I don't know, when I go into that Publix, it's like a throwback. It's like I'm walking into 1976 visiting Grandma. I'm 11 years old. Michelle needed some sourdough because Publix has really good sourdough.
They do.
But if you notice the prices, the sourdough went up like $1 in like a week. So now it's breads. Bread prices are going through the roof. Egg prices have gone through the roof. Butter and milk are going through the roof now, even more so. And
Staples.
bread. No, the prices at Staples are pretty good. I mean,
They got that.
the reams of paper are pretty much the same for a while, and the highlighters are
They're holding steady.
Yeah, the Sharpies are about the same price, but seriously, so Michelle has me go get some sourdough because Publix has a really good sourdough in the bakery department, and they heat them up, they bake them fresh over there. I think there might be like a frozen product or whatever that comes in, but I'll tell you what, some of the frozen breads that are cooked at the stores are great, fantastic. But I highly recommend Publix sourdough is good. And sometimes I'll stop at the Publix near my house in Beach Park in South Tampa, the little one on Kennedy. Or I'll stop at the one right here as I make my way toward 275 and the Howard Franklin Bridge north. So I stop into the Publix to get Michelle some bread, but also she's been looking for the ActiFed generic.
What does that treat?
But the good stuff
Is that a cold medicine?
Allergy medication.
Okay, allergy.
So, you've got ActiFed, Sudafed, and for allergies, Michelle likes to take an ActiFed. Like, for instance, Walgreens had their version was like Wall Act. And the brand name is like ActiFed. And the deal is these over-the-counter like decongestants, you got to get the ones that the pharmacists have behind the counter. Now, they're typically over-the-counter drugs, but they keep those behind the counter because they contain the good stuff, which is the pseudoephedrine.
Which you can cook meth. You can cook it to make meth.
But that's one of the ingredients in cooking meth is pseudoephedrine. So that's why they keep that drug behind the counter. So Publix Pharmacy, they sell some kind of a generic brand of, and Michelle makes it very clear. And Michelle, we're not cooking meth, all right? But Michelle, she, a couple of times a week, she wants to pop one of these before she goes to bed, and it clears her up. She sleeps well. And for the decongestant and for allergies, you don't want to buy the crap off the regular shelves in the aisle because it doesn't have the good stuff. And they put it in the pharmacy to control the fact that people can't buy like a dozen packages or 20 packages and then go, and it used to be that way. You used to be able to buy. Then they put it behind the counter in the pharmacy, and the active ingredient is pseudoephedrine and then triprolidine. So those are the two active ingredients that make this good. So I'm getting Michelle the bread, and then she wanted me to stop and see if they had the generic ActiFed that they sell at Publix. They had one box on the shelf. Now, at the Publix up the street here, the over-the-counter stuff that is still controlled is like on the side on the right. It's like an L. And I go over to that side, and I'm just looking to see if they have the generic box that I'm looking for. It's like aprolidine or something. And so I can buy that from Michelle and then also pick up her bread. And I'm standing on the side, and he's helping. The pharmacist is a guy, and he's helping this elderly guy. And the elderly guy is obviously hard of hearing.
Oh, no.
So the pharmacist is yelling everything. I mean, you can hear the pharmacist in the produce section on the whole backside on the other side of the store.
I need my Flomax.
Well, exactly, pretty close. He's
All
like,
his personal information.
I filled 30 days of your olmesartan.
What?
And I filled a 60-day supply of your simvastatin or something like that. I'm like trying to remember the
I'm
drug.
not from Staten Island. This is Tampa.
There's like 6 or 8 drugs this guy's picking up, and the pharmacist is yelling everything. So I'm standing on the side counter over there, and the pharmacist like looks at me and says, "Sir, can I get you to stand over here?" And it was for privacy reasons. Okay. So they and I didn't even see it. I went to where the product was, and I was just waiting. So the pharmacist has me moved behind the sign, which, by the way, I'm 2 feet closer now to the guy that is getting yelled at. So I was further away. And then there's a sign for privacy purposes. Please stand here. First of all, that's such crap. Even when the pharmacist is just talking in a normal voice, you can hear everything that is being discussed with the customer. All right, everything. And I'm like an additional 3 feet away, probably where I was standing, And I get moved. I get like kind of scolded. Can you please wait here, sir? But the pharmacist is yelling.
You weren't going to miss anything.
Nothing. I'm telling you, they heard this on the paper towel aisle, okay? They heard it, the whole, it was almost like he was on a PA system.
What?
So he finishes with, I think maybe I got off on the wrong foot because I wasn't standing in the right place.
Uh-huh.
So I get moved, and then he calls me after the guy leaves.
What?
So after the elderly guy, bless his soul. All right, so after the elderly guy leaves, it's my turn.
So this isn't going to make my catheter fall out?
All right. So the elderly customer leaves, and then I say to the pharmacist, "Hey, can I get that package of?" And it's like it's their generic version that they sell of the pseudoephedrine with the what did I say it was? It's pseudoephedrine with the tripolidine.
Tripolidine.
For Michelle, and it's again a generic version of like Actifed with the good stuff, the pseudoephedrine. And it's my turn. I point to the box. I said, "Hey, can I get that box over there? And by the way, that's the last box, and I really need 8 more for my meth cook up."
You
said that?
I did.
You're so dumb.
Oh,
and,
no.
and then, but I'm
Oh, no.
I'm smiling and laughing.
Why don't you make a bomb joke?
Hold on a minute. And then he said, the pharmacist said, so let me tell you
wow.
Let me tell you exactly how this went.
One of those guys.
Don't you know when to turn it off, dude?
Let me tell you exactly. I said, "Hey, can I get the box over there?" Oh, I think that's the last one. And I said, "Yeah, I need 8 more for the meth cook." And the pharmacist.
See, you even tried to throw out a term that might be the lingo, the real lingo.
The pharmacist says, "That's not funny."
Because that's what they're looking for. They're
Come
there
on!
to screen people.
Come on. Yeah, give me a break. I was smiling. I was laughing.
Yeah, so is every other meth cooker that comes in there.
And he's like, "That's not funny." And I said, "Yeah, it is." So he didn't say.
Only someone high on meth would make that joke.
No,
so you
that's-
immediately became a suspect number one.
No, that is not true. Anyone that's cooking meth is not making that joke. That's the point.
Yeah, they're
Nobody.
You don't make it obvious you have a meth lab going.
So exactly. So the pharmacist gives me a death stare. He didn't like say another word to me, nothing. And he's like, "That's not funny." I'm like, "Actually, I think it is." So I kind of got off on I was on the wrong foot with not standing in the right place, and then the meth joke.
You're lucky he gave it to you. Could have called the cops.
Listen, they take your when you buy that, they take your driver's license. They enter you in a database. So you know what happens is if I buy the pseudoephedrine product at Publix, I'm now in the database. I cannot go now to Walgreens, CVS, or another place to buy another box that same day because I'm in the system. So I'm not giving him my driver's license. I've got a pretty hoity-toity credit card. I'm not cooking meth, all right? I'm not.
Maybe that's how you got your hoity-toity credit
No,
card.
you stop it. So, obviously, I'm not a meth cooker, and it was a joke. And, man, I tell you what, I don't think that guy smiles or laughs at much.
Was he an older or younger guy?
That was kind of a younger guy.
Yeah, a lot of them are younger.
I don't know if he's like a lot of fun at the party anyway, but I like the Publix pharmacy. And am I really angry? No. I just think it's a great story to tell. You know,
Grumpy Pharmacist would be a good movie.
Yeah.
Grumpy. You know what? Robin Williams would have been great for that role if he did.
R.I.P.
He works in the pharmacy and the photo lab, right?
Yeah. Andrew, were you raising your hand for something?
Yeah, when I go to pick up my meth at Walgreens, every now and then I get a laugh.
They find your jokes funny? Is that it?
When I call it meth,
Yeah.
She would actually
methotrexate.
Meth. You go pick up your methotrexate.
I thought you were on Adderall and we didn't know it, and that was your code word for that. Okay,
right.
I get it.
7:39 at the MJ Morning Show. We'll call Fester in a minute and see how he's doing in the hospital. We'll make an attempt here. This is crazy. I don't know if this is true. You know the comedian Chelsea Handler?
Yeah, I'm familiar with her.
Dude,
Everybody
I saw
knows her.
her live, and she started getting booed at the show.
Where was that?
No, it wasn't Chelsea Handler. Never mind. That was somebody else.
Jeez.
Who's that other one?
I'll forget it.
Who's the other one?
I don't know.
She does the movie. She has the big chipmunk face.
Amy.
Amy
Schumer.
Schumer.
Yeah,
Totally different
She got
comedian.
booed.
Where'd she get booed?
Was that like the Ice Palace? She
I
started
remember
doing a
that.
bunch of political commentary.
Hold on. She did a show at the Ice Palace?
Yeah, during COVID.
No, it was
Wasn't
a few
it?
years before that.
Oh, well, because that would have been the Emily Arena. But Froggy
yeah,
said...
Emily Arena.
Okay,
Hold
so
on.
she
So
was-
That's what it was.
It was... well, it's been the St. Pete Times... It's been
It
the
was
Ice
St. Pete
Palace...
Times Ford.
Oh, jeez. It's not the St. Pete Times Ford. It's the St. It was the Ice
But
Palace.
Ford is a sponsor.
Then it was the St. Pete Times Forum. Then it was
Emily
Arena. Yes, and that's what it is now.
That's right. I saw Amy Schumer, who is not Chelsea Handler, who you're talking
All
about.
right, Chelsea Handler.
Okay, I got a good Chelsea Handler story.
Oh my God! Can I get the story? All right, what?
All right.
What's your story?
I read part of her book. This isn't like has anything to do with me, but I read part of her book, and one of the really hilarious things that I read in her book that I just love is that she went to one of those places in Europe. I believe it was in Paris or somewhere in France, and they do the dining in the dark. So you eat.
That's a great Bruce Springsteen song, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it.
You eat.
Dining in the dark.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The idea is you eat and your senses are heightened, so you're better able to taste all the food because you can't see anything, and then you have very intimate conversation with the person you're with. So it's just like a cool experience. Well, I guess she went there to experience dining in the dark and took all of her clothes off and was sitting there naked
Ew.
because nobody could see because it was dining in the dark,
That's
right?
fake.
And-
She didn't really do that.
And then she said that I guess they must have like infrared. Or what would they be
Night
called?
vision
Night
goggles?
vision goggles,
like
keeping
James Gunn
Yeah.
in
Like
Silence
James
of the
Gunn.
And the
Lambs,
servers wear those.
walking through
keeping-
the basement with his package tucked between his legs. Yeah, this
naked Chelsea.
puts the lotion in the basket. All right, go ahead.
And they asked her to leave because they busted her with their night vision goggles.
What a creep. I would just rip one right in the beginning of the day. Nobody knows who it is.
Froggy, why do you gravitate to that every morning? Jeez.
Okay, you're at a dinner
All
and
right.
you're dark.
All
What are you
right,
going to do?
Stop.
Dinner
All right,
in the
so
dark.
Chelsea
Well,
Handler.
they don't close your ears; they close your eyes.
Can I
Can hear
please
you.
can I get this out, please? Chelsea Handler just admitted that until the age of 40, she thought the sun and the moon were the same thing.
I saw that. I can't
Are
believe
you
that.
are you kidding me? Come on, is she telling the truth? What was she on? Like some kind of podcast? Oh no, she was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, which I have not seen that for years. Who watches that?
I don't know. Is he still on?
He is, because Chelsea Handler apparently recently told him that she thought that the sun and the moon were the same thing.
In what context?
And it was just bright during the day, and it just kind of got dim at night.
Yeah, you keep that stuff to yourself if you're that much of an idiot.
What's the issue?
I mean, that is idiotic. I mean, that makes you look like a complete, total moron.
That means she believes in flat Earth?
Well, hey, listen, that might not be far away. You know what phone number I'm calling right now?
813-310-8444.
That's right. That's right, baby.
I wonder how many texts he's got.
Oh, boy. Hopefully Fester picks up.
Hopefully I do.
Oh, God. Fester, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, you don't sound fine.
I feel fine, but I don't sound fine.
Hold on. Say that again.
I feel fine, but I don't sound fine. I feel okay.
So you feel better today than you did yesterday?
Well, because, again, I spoke to Fester about 3 or 4 times yesterday, and the last time I spoke to you, Fester, was about 7 o'clock last night, and last night at 7, you said that you did not feel well. Last night you said you felt like crap, so...
Yeah, I feel better than I felt last night. I still feel like crap overall, don't get me wrong. But I feel like better crap now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fester live from his hospital room at Tampa General Hospital. And, folks, hang on. Coming up in a minute, so after we finish with Fester, we're going to talk about weddings. And if somebody did this at your wedding, would you be angry? That's coming up in just a minute. But let's spend some time with Fester. Fester is in TGH. He drove, he went in an Uber, took an Uber to the emergency room on Tuesday morning. He thought he was going to come in, and then he couldn't walk very well. Fester has had a reoccurrence, a flare-up of his myasthenia gravis, MG. It's an autoimmune disease. First hit him back in 2011, had a little relapse in 2019. He has medication. So when Fester started feeling the symptoms come on about a week and a half ago, he started medicating with this maintenance drug, and it kind of staved things off a little bit, but then I guess it got worse and worse to the point where the maintenance drug wasn't really working. You go to the hospital, TGH admits you, and now you're in for about 5 days with an IV treatment. What can you tell us, Fester?
Well, I had treatment number 2 yesterday, and I was brought up to a room yesterday morning when we talked. I was awaiting a room. This place is packed. I mean, when we talk about waiting for a day for a room, I thought that'd be a little odd. It's not. I mean, this place is at full capacity.
Yeah, that's what I heard, because I know several doctors that work at TGH, and they're telling me that TGH is jammed. They're busting at the seams. The place is like full up. It is packed right now. And so Fester is getting this treatment. It's like a 5-day IV treatment, and it's something to do with platelets or hemoglobin, or what is it?
It's a hemoglobin supplement that goes into my blood system to help it fight off the antibodies that are affecting the communication between my brain and my muscles.
All right, now obviously something's going on with your lips and your mouth, because you're. Do you hear that you're kind of mumbly?
Yeah, my voice sounds really scratchy.
Yeah. No, but also, it sounds like your lips are. Do you have facial control? Because with myasthenia gravis, you've had your eyes will sag, your lips and your mouth will sag, your facial muscles will go limp. What's going on with your face right now?
I got all kinds of crap going on.
I know. Jeez, man. I feel so bad. Folks, pray for Fester. I don't know if you saw the water tower out in Polk County. Yesterday they painted Save Fester up on the water tower.
It really is nice.
All right, it might be a Photoshop from Jackie in the sales department, but
not even a good one, but it is nice.
No, it's a decent Photoshop.
It's a little faded, Jackie.
It actually looks pretty good. Fester, have you seen the water tower photo?
Yeah, Jackie sent it to me.
Oh, hey, Andrew, do we have this posted online? Is it posted at mjmorningshow.com?
It's currently in the stories we talked about page.
All right. And then you can see it on, folks, if you don't follow my Instagram, follow me. And then also go, if you want to see the water tower that says Save Fester, it's at Certified MJ Radio on Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, and a water tower that says Save Fester. Fester, rough night last night, right?
I wasn't feeling well. I had a hard time walking and talking. Then, and the worst part, about 8:30 last night, I think I had one of the most horrific experiences of my whole life. It was
oh my God.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. 8:30. Let me get this straight. Hold on. You're saying about 8:30 last night, you had one of the worst experiences of your whole life?
I mean, MJ, I at that moment, I probably would have welcomed death.
Jeez. Wait a minute.
God, I was hoping this is a setup for a joke.
God.
What happened?
You would have welcomed death?
I felt really bad last night. I sat through half of Celebrity Name That Tune on Fox.
Okay. See, you're gonna be okay.
He sat through a half hour of Celebrity Name That Tune on Fox.
Yeah.
It was the worst show I've ever seen.
That's the Fester I know, right there.
Yes, he's coming back to us.
Even if you sound like you're about to croak.
If I had an oxygen pipe or tube, I'd have stepped on it. So bad.
Oh, man. All right, Fester, let me let you go. And they're saying that, after the 5-day treatment, Fester, you should be back to normal, right?
That's what they say. We'll see. I should be a weak version of normal. Then I got to get stronger again.
And then he will, because this kind of comes and goes. So, Fester.
Are you going to rest next week?
What'd you say?
Are you going to rest next week, or are you going to work?
Well, it depends if that elevator's fixed.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to be
I
fixed
did
yesterday.
see
Yeah.
a couple of guys there yesterday
Listen,
working on it.
again, the elevator in our building, it has been broken. I am not exaggerating. The elevator in the Koger building here at Bay Point in St. Pete, the elevator has been broken since August.
Incredible.
Yeah. The two guys I saw yesterday, I walked by, I said, "Hey, fellas." I thought about asking, and then I just said, "No, mind your own business." And then they were talking to each other. They weren't drilling or doing anything elevator fixie-ish.
Okay. And?
We were talking about you, Roxanne. Like, hey, look at this.
No,
Okay.
this is.
Can you finish your thought? What happened?
I think that's it.
That's it.
That's it?
the
You
point.
didn't say anything to them?
No,
Well,
nothing happened.
I did. I said, on the way out, I saw them as well. I'm like, hey, guys, is today the day?
Oh, see?
The elevator's
See?
going to get fixed. They're like,
Yep.
nope. I mean, what are they doing to this elevator?
The email said that they sent out was this going to be fixed yesterday.
I don't know. Anyway, all right, Fester, listen, we're pulling for you. Folks, if you want to send Fester get well wishes, his private cell phone number, which he's talking on right now, is...
Oh, 813-310-8444. You all know it.
Fester, I guess you're probably flooded with messages.
I got like 400 of them yesterday.
How many?
Oh my gosh.
400.
486.
Oh, my God. All right.
See,
I
people
got 10
care.
of them since we've been on the phone.
What?
I got 10 of them ringing in my ear while you and I have been talking.
Fester, I got to talk to you. I'm texting you something right now, okay?
Well, he's not going to see it. It's going to be buried among 500 texts.
No, okay, well, I need you to see it.
Well, why don't you just say it on the air?
No, it's private.
What do you mean it's private?
It's HIPAA related. So
All
no.
right. All right, Fester, we'll maybe check with you later on, dude. Listen, hang in there. Get through these IV treatments, and Fester should be back hopefully next week or soon, back 100%.
We'll see.
All right.
Good luck.
I have confidence, man.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
Thanks. Hey, man, how bad was Celebrity Name That Tune on Fox last night?
Man, I want to watch it now.
Good. All right. Weddings. I'm running a little late here. I apologize. 7:52 now at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Spread the word, folks, that the MJ Morning Show is back. And right now we're in the middle of our long, uninterrupted chunk of the MJ Morning Show. We go for an hour and 20 minutes nonstop with no interruptions. Now, I teased this item, and the question was, if somebody did this at your wedding, would you be furious? Roxanne, do you know what this could be?
Someone did something at a wedding.
I don't think I tipped anybody off here.
Okay.
So if somebody did this at your wedding, and you might have a wedding coming up. I mean, you've been engaged to Dig Dug for like 9 or 10 years, and at some point, I guess you're going to get married. But if somebody did this at your wedding, would it make you angry? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Something, like brides get angry about people stealing the show from them.
There you go. Oh, you are barking up the right tree. Go woof woof.
Don't you dare, Roxanne. Don't listen to
No,
him.
you're barking up the right tree. Give me a woof woof.
No. You can play some. No.
Give me a woof
Play
woof.
a sound effect. A sound effect will do just fine.
You won't give me a woof woof?
No, I won't. But I will tell you that is one thing that brides don't like to be overshadowed, be it their maids of honor, or that's why, most of the time maids of honor dresses in the past, at least, were not very sexy.
Can I get a meow?
Okay.
No.
Now it's getting weird.
All right. So,
No animal noises
all right,
today.
You're correct, though. It's overshadowing and do you know what it could be? Can you
does it have to do with clothing?
No. That's
Okay.
not clothing.
Their
But-
speech.
But, well, that would be a good guess, Froggy.
I can't think of anything.
I got it.
What?
It. Dance moves.
Nope. Listen, these are all decent guesses, Wolf
Okay.
Wolf. All right? These are all decent. I'm not going to... Oh, Andrew, do you have a guess?
Is it proposing?
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yep.
awful. Good guess, Andrew.
Somebody that proposes to their significant
not cool.
other at somebody else's wedding.
Yeah, who
And
does that?
I was reading a whole story about this. And again, it was like they're trying to steal the show. They were furious that they took away from their special day in the middle of like their activities at their wedding. The sister of the bride gets proposed to by her boyfriend in the middle of their wedding.
That's bad. That's a bad look.
That's her day.
I don't think that's good.
Nah.
I don't know. If I ask people listening, have you ever seen this happen? Or if you have any comment on this, have you ever seen anything? If anyone has any comment on that type of like upstaging activity, you're at a wedding and then somebody uses your wedding to offer a wedding proposal to somebody else. It takes the spotlight. I mean, that's your day. It should be the focus 100% on you. I don't know how common this is. If anyone listening, and I'll carve out a minute here because I got to move on. We got a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to talk about a marriage gone bad here. I mean, really, really bad in just a second. But if there's anyone listening, have you ever been to a wedding where somebody else like tried to steal the show in the middle of somebody else's wedding, proposed to somebody during somebody else's wedding? All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. That's how you join us. 800-990-1047 if you have any story. All right, Andrew's going to screen some calls. I want to play some audio bites from Santo Sardo coming in yesterday and dropping off pizza to the show. This was unexpected. We had no idea that he was coming in.
I ran into him outside.
What were you doing outside during the show?
I was on a phone call.
Sure you were.
And I saw this really nice car pull up, and he goes, "Hey, I got food for MJ. How can I get it to him?" And I go, you a pizza guy?
Here's the deal. He's carrying all these pizza boxes. Here's what, look at the phones. Every phone is ringing on the wedding deal. All right, folks, hang on. Andrew's going to screen the calls. Let me do the pizza story, and then we're going to go to your phones on upstaging weddings. So a week and a half ago or so, I mentioned that I had to go pick up some wine at Bellavino out in Bel Air. And I remembered that a listener back in October said, "Hey, MJ, I know you're a pizza nut. You talk about pizza all the time. You got to try a place called Sardo's. It's a really good New York slice." And I've heard this a million times. "Oh, you got to try it. Great pizza." And then I'll try it. I'll try somebody else's or a recommendation. And it just, I don't care for it. So a listener said, "You got to try Sardo's. It's on Ulmerton and Largo, right across from the big sheriff's department building in Pinellas." And I was only like a mile and a half away. I'm like, all right, I picked up the wine. You know what? I'm going to try this pizza shop. So I roll in on a Saturday. This is like 2 Saturdays ago. And I look at the pizza in the little display case, and I can eyeball pizza. The minute I walked in, I could just look at the pie, and I could tell, yep, this is going to be in the ballpark.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Do they make that pizza, and then that's the pizza that's going to be in the window all day?
No, you make the pie. And then that'll be your slice pie.
Okay.
And keep in mind that once a pizza's like cooked, and then they take a couple of slices out and put it back in the oven, that's fantastic. When you
they do it the right way.
When you get they do. Okay. So I can just eyeball the pizza, and I can see that the pizza is gonna be good. I know it's gonna be in the ballpark. And I order one slice. Go outside, eat on their patio outside. I'm like, yep, this is a good slice. This is a good, solid New York slice. So then I go in, I buy 3 more slices to go, bring them home to heat up on my bake stone because I told Michelle I was going to stop, and Michelle's like, hey, if the pizza's any good, bring some home. And it was good, so I brought it home. Anyway, I told the story on the air, and then we get a call that same day, right as the show's ending. We're off the air, and I get a call from the owner, from Santo Sardo, and he's like, "My God, man, I'm hearing from everyone. Thank you so much for talking about my pizza shop. I want to drop off free pizza for you guys." Anyway, I was going to call him at some point, said, "Hey, come on in this morning." He shows up yesterday about 9:30 in our parking lot, and Froggy runs into him, and Froggy brings him up, and he's got free pizza for us.
Yeah.
To thank us for talking about Sardo's Pizza on Ulmerton in Largo. And I just wanted to play some excerpts. For any advertisers out there, for any people that don't understand the draw and the power of the MJ Morning Show, I want you to hear Sardo. We had him on the air about 9:40 yesterday morning toward the end of the show. You got to hear what he said.
Oh, my God. Listen, I don't know. When the first person came and said that, and they've been living in my area for a long time and never been by, I initially, because I'm a chooch, I got upset. Like, you don't even know I'm here. I got all these big flashing signs, everything, but I got to tell, I don't know whether to apologize or thank you. Apologize because I didn't even know people still listen to the radio.
But yes, radio is still the number one used media in the country. More people use radio every single day than other media in the country. Then listen to this.
So the apology out of the way, that Monday night, I mean, I'm busy. Thank God it's over 30-something years. I'm very blessed. But at the line outside the door of your people, not only do they mention your name, they tell me how long they've been listening, how you went off the air, back on the air. I mean, I couldn't tell if they were your fans or your stalkers. I didn't know. I really didn't know what it was.
I mean, listen to this. I mean, how is this for a testimonial? I just mentioned this guy's good pizza, and he's got lines out the door after a mention on the show.
Forget about that barstool chooch. This was a real line. This was a real line. I mean, I don't know what makes him think he knows anything about pizza. We're all different. Maybe this young lady likes a little extra sauce. Maybe you like a little less cheese.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. You just got to tell me what you like. But the amount of people was amazing.
The amount of people was amazing from a mention on the MJ Morning Show.
Anyway, let me get back to the thank you part of it.
Yes.
The amount of people that really love your show and follow you guys is amazing. I was honestly really, it really got to me. I know I'm going to be hammered by your sales guy now, but it really happened.
Mark Zallis is going to camp out in your toilet.
If I tell you, I'm telling you the truth, you blew me up, and I really want to thank you very much.
Listen, that's just a testimonial. The power of the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. All right, let's go to phones on the wedding thing. First, though, the Q105 Trip a Day song. It is Brass in Pocket by Pretenders. We're going to play Brass in Pocket by Pretenders in the 5 o'clock hour. When you hear it be the seventh caller, you'll win the Q105 Trip a Day, and it is a staycation, Busch Gardens tickets, including a 2-night hotel stay. So good luck from Q105. All right, let's go to phones now. If you were just tuning in and you missed what happened a few minutes ago, we did a story about, and this is crazy, we did a story about a bride just totally pissed off at her sister because the sister's boyfriend proposed in the middle of their wedding and stole the show.
Well, it's
and
not her
it was
fault.
A big distraction. Anyway, they're angry. I understand it. So I asked the question, have you ever seen this happen? Have you ever seen someone try to steal the show at somebody else's wedding? If you have any story, let's grab a couple of calls, and then we got to talk about leaving your little breadcrumbs through Google searches all over the place, and it's certainly a wedding gone bad. You know where I'm headed with this one? Hold on, you got to hear this. First, though, calls. Ken is up first. Wesley Chapel. Hey, Ken, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
So here's what happened. When I was dating my wife, a couple months after I started dating her, her sister started dating her soon-to-be husband, and I proposed first to my wife. We set a date, and then a couple months later, shocker, he proposes to her sister, and then originally the idea of a double wedding is thrown out, which I was, no way. We're not doing a double wedding. Get your own date. And so they pick the day before our wedding. So we had set a date, and they picked the exact day before. And so if that wasn't infuriating enough, we ended up getting married out west because the majority of her family was out there.
Right.
And there was a massive snowstorm that rolled in the night of her sister's wedding. And so their wedding was perfect, but nobody showed up to ours. My parents and her parents showed up, but nobody else showed up because of this huge snowstorm. And so they had all these perfect pictures, and everybody was there.
Oh, man.
our day, and still to this day, anytime I'm around them, I'm like, oh, this just still irks me.
There you go. I mean, picking the day before your wedding to have theirs, that's crazy.
You should let it go, sir.
Ken, how many years ago was this?
This was 13 years ago.
My God, do you have ulcers? I mean,
You balding?
Only when I'm around them.
what is the song? Let it go. Let it go. Hey, Ken, thanks for the call. Pam is in Valrico. Hey, Pam, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Morning, you guys.
Hey.
So I've been married 27 years, and we were at our wedding. We were dancing our song, which is Unchained Melody from Ghost.
Aww.
The most beautiful song ever. And I look over and I see one of my clients, and I know that she has cancer and she's not doing very well. And I see her boyfriend get down on his knee and propose to her, and I'm the opposite. I start crying. I grab them up, me and my husband, and the two of them are dancing together. I was thrilled. I was more happier for her that night than I think I was for me. She ended up passing away, but what a moment. I will never forget that song was played while he proposed
so
to
that's
her.
the
And he
story.
didn't want anybody to know,
Right.
and it was beautiful.
Oh.
I'm the opposite of people. I love stuff like that. I'll share anything with something like that.
Listen,
It's beautiful.
you gave us a little opposite take with an opposite story. I'm fine with that. Thank you, Pam.
Get off my train, ma'am.
JC, what are you, ghost?
Everybody says I look like that guy.
Mr. Vargas from Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
I look like Mr. Vargas.
Yeah, he was the Fast Times teacher also.
I just switched.
Get off my train, man!
Go easy. I just switched to sync.
JC's in Wesley Chapel. Hey, JC.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. Go ahead.
So my cousin got married last year, January 8th, Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the bridesmaids got proposed by her boyfriend kind of like towards the end of the party.
Yep.
But it was so fast that I don't think it really did anything. Like, it didn't take anything away from the party itself.
Yeah, I mean, if it was done near the end and it was done quickly and it didn't cause a spectacle, then yeah, it sounds like it didn't take away. But, the story that I had told, it was like in the middle of the wedding. It was like it distracted and it just took away from the actual wedding that was going on when the proposal from the sister of the bride's boyfriend occurred in the middle of their wedding. So...
Yeah, it's not like they took the microphone and said, hey, stop everything here. I got to propose. It just happened.
Yep. Thank you, JC.
And it was quick.
Yep.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Katrina in Palmetto. Hey, Katrina. How are the waves doing?
Hey, they're doing great.
All right. Go ahead.
Fan.
What do you say?
I said, and my last name is with a C, so I'm also KC in the Sunshine Band.
Oh, look at that. KC, Katrina. We got the whole thing going on here. All right. Go ahead, Katrina.
So I was at this wedding, and so the bride and groom got their dance in, the parents got their dance in, and then you had the bridesmaids and groomsmen go out and kind of start it off and everything. Yep. Dropped down on one knee, proposed. She looked at him and said, "That's the best you've got," and walked off. He told him no.
What?
Because he did it at that wedding.
Yes, because she said, we go hiking, we do this, we go skiing, we do all this other stuff, and this is lazy. And what it was is when he was at at his brother's wedding, somebody did it there. So evidently guys have got it in their head. They get the engagement.
All right. Did they ever get engaged? Was it ever redone, or was the relationship over?
No. He got the message loud and clear, and
then re-proposed at a different time?
Surely did.
All right, and then what's the status of their marriage now?
Perfect. They're fine as far as I know. Actually, they're still married. The one at the wedding got divorced. That bride and groom got divorced.
It's a wedding story for the ages.
Yeah, they've been married 8-9 years, something like that.
This summer, it's a wedding comedy you're going to love. Hey, Katrina, thanks for the call. All right?
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day.
You can shut it off now. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. All right, one last call, then we're going to move on. We got to talk about a wedding gone bad, and it's a big news story right now, but some of the details are like, what? Hang on, we'll get to that in a second. Also, I gotta address something personally with Roxanne. Yep. John is the last call on this. Hey, John in St. Pete. Hey, John.
Hey, MJ, how's it going?
We are well. All right, what's your wedding story?
My wife is a wedding coordinator for a company that only does beach weddings down at Paso Grill and all the beaches north of there. She, does the setup of the chairs. And
All right, so if I want a wedding at Madeira, I'm okay.
Yeah.
If I want a wedding at Holmes Beach or Bradenton, I'm screwed.
How about Gandy Beach?
I want a Ben T. Davis, Courtney Campbell Beach wedding. That's
Redneck Riviera shirts for everyone.
I want like aluminum cans washing up on the shore. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
But anyway, that's all her company does is put on beach weddings. Well, she had everything set up. She has people that, she directs and blah, blah, blah. But she plays the music. And during the ceremony, the most important part of the ceremony, some huge black guy comes walking up the beach. And she said this guy was huge. And all he's wearing is a fluorescent banana yellow thong that barely covered anything.
That's great.
Covered his, you couldn't even tell when he was with his back towards you that he had anything on.
So he stole some attention from the bride.
He's got a bright yellow, like a man thong.
Yes, a man thong, and he proceeds to walk between the crowd, the people sitting in the chairs, and the preacher that's doing the ceremony.
Hang on, we're hearing it was Warren Sapp.
Oh,
yeah, that's
And but not only does he walk right in front of everybody between the couple, he goes and turns around and comes back, even though she tried to get.
How long ago was this?
This was just a few months ago.
Oh, man, I'd love to know who this guy is. We should do a photo shoot with him.
Well, you know what? I would not have believed it, but she took a picture.
Oh, she had where? Oh, you got to send us. Where's the picture?
I'm gonna, when I go home, I'm gonna see if she still has that.
All right, do me a favor. You got to get me the picture. We got to see this. All right, send me the picture and send it, John. I'm gonna put you on hold so we can get your phone number so you don't ditch me. All right, but
I won't.
All right, but email it to me, mj@mjmorningshow.com. It's very easy. Find the picture and email it to mj@mjmorningshow.com. All right.
Well, I'm driving, so I don't know if I'll...
Well, I mean, that's pretty. Yeah, I don't think you need to write that down. It's pretty easy. All right, hold on a sec. John, I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to put you on hold. Andrew's going to pick up, and we'll get your contact information so we can talk to you later on. All right. Hey, he's on line 6. All right, Andrew just picked it up. All right, Roxanne, quickie with you first.
Okay.
That didn't sound
Roxanne.
right. That didn't sound
quick.
All right. So I want to deal with Roxanne with something quick, and then we got to get into this other, marriage gone bad. This is a big story. I'm talking about that Brian Walsh up in Massachusetts and the missing wife.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Oh, my. I mean, some of the details are crazy on the internet searches.
Yeah.
Have you seen the timeline?
I have not seen the timeline.
Wait.
You need to lay that out for us.
We'll get to, the timeline of the Google searches.
Right.
We'll get to that in just a second. Hang on. First, though, Roxanne, earlier this morning you said something to me.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, man, I'm wearing a new dress that's so comfortable it feels like a bathrobe.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, well, I just realized it looks like a bathrobe.
Yeah. Okay. So listen, I the other day
you didn't realize that whatever you bought here looks like a bathrobe?
Okay. So a couple of weeks ago, I was online shopping, drinking, and I had
hold on. You tried to bury that.
Yeah.
You were drinking while online shopping.
This is a couple of weeks ago.
And you were getting hammered?
No, that's what you do. You have a glass of wine, and then you make some poor judgments
and then you would have blown like a .22?
Probably.
I wasn't driving anywhere. I was just pressing buttons on my phone.
Right.
Okay, so anyways, I love ordering clothes online that don't arrive the next day, because then they come to you like 2 weeks later and you forget that you ordered them, and it's like a big, huge surprise.
Oh, it's like your own surprise party.
Yeah. So yesterday I get a knock on the door, and it's a surprise new outfit that I forgot. I even ordered it.
How'd it come? Like UPS,
It came
Amazon?
Prime, and
hold on.
or Amazon.
You ordered the dress on Amazon Prime? All right.
Or Amazon, yeah.
All right.
So then
That's like where all those TV newscasters and weather women order those like $29 dresses.
yeah.
You ever notice the clothing that some of the women wear on TV? It's like this generic like drapery stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, you were on Bay News 9.
I think you have to wear that, don't
Yeah,
you?
years ago. The big thing with TV is you don't want to wear prints. You want to wear solid colors.
All right, so you get the dress.
So I get the dress, and I'm taking care of my kids. I got 9 million things going on yesterday, so I just put it on really quickly and look in my mirror, and I think I like it. Okay, so then I'm like, I'm gonna wear it today because it's so comfortable. So then I get in the car today, and I'm driving, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just feel so good. I feel like I'm in my bathrobe. This is so comfortable.
So when did you realize that the dress actually looks like you're in your bathrobe?
So then I come in here. I actually have. So this color.
Was it the lighting?
No.
Or were you so liquored up again at your house you didn't realize that it looked like you were wearing a bathrobe?
No, because I was multitasking. I literally put it on. I'm like, girls, how does this look? Okay. So then
You asked your 2.5-year-old and 5-year-old how you look, like
they
you're
love
gonna
fashion.
get some valid feedback.
I get really good feedback from my kids. They may have missed a little bit on this one, but that's okay.
I would definitely make life decisions based on my 2.5-year-old and my 5-year-old
definitely.
that thinks that she was on the Titanic in
It's
1912.
something we do together. We like fashion.
Right.
Okay. So then I come into work feeling really comfortable. I come in, you start grilling me about something. And by the way, I have an actual robe that is coral color. This is more of a burnt orange, but on MJTV, it looks coral as well. And I came in.
It looks like you're one of the Hare Krishna guys in the airport in the airplane movie
Hare Krishna.
at LAX. That's what it's the same color as well. All right, go ahead.
So I came in and I look at MJTV as you're asking me all these questions, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wore my bathrobe to work.
It
like
is.
I thought that I
Stand
forgot.
up. Let me see.
I thought that I put on my bathrobe and wore it to work. That it looks just like my bathrobe.
You look like what the monks wear.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's like a monk. It's like Dalai Lama or something. Or I mean, you're like a Tibetan monk.
There you go, Tibetan monk.
Or you're handing out flowers at the airport in the movie Airplane.
I'm very comfortable.
I mean,
for what it's worth.
All right, can you do? Maybe we should do a little fashion show for everyone watching MJTV right now.
I mean, this is really falling to new lows. You want me to walk across the room just so they can see it?
Then he's gonna have to do all the cameras.
Yeah,
Just
he'll
stay in
have
front of your
to-
camera.
I guess just stand there and kind of, All right, do we have any music for Roxanne?
I'm too sexy for
I
love.
can't do that.
Too sexy for love. Love's going
Roxanne,
to leave.
go ahead. Hit the runway, girl.
Come on. Look at this. Roxanne is doing the catwalk in her
There she
bathrobe,
is.
new bathrobe dress.
Roxanne,
Yeah.
local radio and TV personality, is
It
wearing
really is.
a robe.
It's looking more bathrobe-y by the second. Yeah.
On my shirt.
You know, I love like on the red carpet they say, and who you're wearing, and Roxanne will say, I'm wearing Field Crest.
Yes.
Too sexy for Milan. No can change.
You can see the photo if you want to see how bathrobe-y it looks when you go to. Where is it, Andrew?
All right, so Andrew took a picture also of Roxanne in her bathrobe. So if you want to see it, Andrew, is it up at mjmorningshow.com? Okay. All right. It will be up shortly, and it'll be on mjmorningshow.com. What, in stories mentioned on the MJ Morning Show? All right. So if you want to see Roxanne in her bathrobe dress, it'll be up at mjmorningshow.com. Just click on stories mentioned on the MJ Morning Show. We'll have it up in just a bit.
But I don't care how ridiculous looks. This is making it into the clothing rotation because it's really comfy.
So you don't care if it looks like
No,
you're like in
no.
a hotel bathrobe?
No.
Okay. Are you following the Brian Walsh story and the missing wife, Anna Walsh, up in Massachusetts?
I have not been following that, but I'm intrigued.
Roxanne, you know the story.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So have you been following the story?
No, I haven't dug into it, but I know some of the big points about his internet searches have sort of given him away, have really given him away.
All right. He's been charged with the murder of his wife. So he's been arraigned. This Brian Walsh appeared in Quincy District Court in Massachusetts yesterday morning. He's been charged with murder and improper handling and transport of human remains.
Oh.
All right. This story is crazy. Some of the details, But then the internet searches are bonkers. January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, the searches that this guy performed on his kid's iPad. What do you think he was going to hide the searches by searching on his kid's iPad?
Probably.
On mommy's kid's I mean, this is crazy. So he's pleaded not guilty to murder charges and the mishandling of the body. Internet searches on the son's iPad are unbelievable, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. It's crazy. So Anna Walsh was missing since January 1st. She was supposed to board a flight from Boston to D.C. She was a no-show for the flight. Her phone was still found pinging near the house. The husband did not report her missing. I think it was her job. It was her work that reported her missing. Police then knocked on the door of the house like days later looking for her. Turns out the husband, Brian Walsh, bought $450 in cleaning supplies at Home Depot on January 2nd. Also was seen bringing garbage bags to a local dumpster or dumpsters over like a 3-day period. And they caught him on surveillance video. He was carrying like trash bags. So whatever he dumped, though, according to reports, was shredded or incinerated, most of it. But cops did find some bags. I think cops found like 10 trash bags that did contain items like things stained with blood. They found a hacksaw, a purse, towels, the wife Anna's COVID card, slippers, clothes, and a Tyvek disposable white suit, both with his and her DNA on it. They found a couple of knives, blood in the basement of the house. So I think it's obvious that he offed her and then dismembered her in the basement of the house.
That seems pretty obvious.
Yeah, they're building a pretty strong case.
Oh, my God. And Brian Walsh, this guy is obviously out of his mind. He's already on probation for this whole art fraud deal involving like Andy Warhol paintings. I mean, like, yeah, crazy fraud art deal. I mean, this is nuts.
He's into pop art?
And now his wife, like Campbell soup cans and stuff. All right, so, or who's the other artist? Lichtenstein, right? With the, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
All right.
Lichtenstein.
No, All right, so the internet searches are bonkers. I mean, you want to talk about leaving a trail of breadcrumbs for the police? So
What do you type? How to kill your wife?
Well, dude, yes. I mean, essentially.
Essentially.
I have like 20 or 21 internet searches over a 3-day period. Listen, I hate to like offer up like a suggestion. Hey, make sure you don't do this if you're trying to get rid of something. I mean, but this is unbelievable. These are the internet search. And guys, feel free to comment and
Okay, say if we would search those under any circumstances.
Well, you're not going to believe that. You have no idea what you're about. You have no idea what you're about to hear.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Did he do it in his private search? That you know how you can either search on your regular part of your phone or then your private part that doesn't keep the searches. Have you ever heard of that?
I don't know.
Are you talking about a VPN or?
I don't know.
There are some browsers that don't keep the search history. Is that what you're talking about?
Like on my iPhone, I have a choice. I can either go to my regular files here or I can go to my private.
But are you in a browser?
Yes.
Well, I don't have an iPhone, so but you can find browsers that are more private.
What I'm saying is, I wonder. Well, obviously, even if he did it in his private search, they still found.
No, they found all this stuff. So his Google searches are unbelievable. After his wife went missing, we now know what his searches entailed. And he performed these on his son's iPad in the days after his wife was last seen. January 1.
Because cops would never look at the son's iPad.
Oh, of course not. So January 1st, these are the Google searches. The time, 4:55 a.m. He searched on Google, how long before a body starts to smell?
Oh, no. What a chooch.
4:58 a.m. How to stop a body from decomposing.
Is he insane?
5:20 a.m. How to bound a body. 5:47 a.m. 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to.
As opposed to not needing to?
I mean, it's almost like I'm making this stuff up.
But you know how he would have not got busted if he had just gone to the library and checked the book out, How to Dispose of a Body.
Or just watched episodes of Dexter.
Yeah.
All right. 6:25. That's what Michelle said last night. I'm like, oh my God.
You dump it in the Gulf Stream.
I don't. Listen, how about you don't kill anybody and you don't dispose of any bodies? How about that?
But if you do, you take your boat out 50 miles, you dump it in the Gulf Stream.
Froggy, stop.
The water takes it.
Stop it.
That's what Dexter did.
All right. 6:25 a.m. He searches how long for someone to be missing to inherit. And then it's come out that the wife had almost a $3 million real estate portfolio, like rental properties.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So how long for someone to be missing to inherit? That was 6:25 a.m.
So just write down, what are the 3 things you need to convict someone on murder? It's like motive, means, and what's the other one? Anyways, he's giving us all of them. Why he did it,
Everything.
to get the money, how he did it.
All right, 6:34 a.m. The Google search is, can you throw away body parts? 9:29 a.m. Again, all...
What does he mean, throw away body parts? Are they recyclable, or that? What is it? What's
put
his
them in the
question on that?
trash. I put them in... Listen, he ended up going to dumpsters around the area. He was caught on surveillance video, carrying items and trash bags and putting them in dumpsters. 9:29 a.m. What does formaldehyde do? Well, that's
Take a chemistry class.
That's a preservative. You don't want formaldehyde. 9:34. How long does DNA last? 9:59 a.m. This is all January 1st. These are all of his Google searches. Can identification be made on partial remains? 11:34 a.m. Dismemberment and the best ways to dispose of a body. I mean, can you believe what this guy is searching for? This is like a paint by numbers for the police. 11:44 a.m. How to clean blood from a wooden floor. This guy is searching all this stuff.
It doesn't come out of a wooden floor that easily, right?
11:56 a.m. Luminol to detect blood. That's the stuff you see on all the TV shows with the cops, and they turn off the lights, they spray the stuff, and they turn the black light on, and you see the purple splotches, right? All right, 1:08 p.m. What happens when you put body parts in ammonia?
Watch Breaking Bad. Didn't they do that?
1:21 p.m. Is it better to throw crime scene clothes away or wash them?
All right, is this a comedy?
That's what I'm telling
like
you.
Naked Gun.
I don't want to
These
laugh about
are
this, but
all.
yeah.
This is from NBC Boston. These are all of his internet searches. That was just January 1st. Let's move to the 2nd. Now, January 2nd. 12:45 p.m. Hacksaw, best tool to dismember. I mean, are you kidding me? 1:10 p.m. Can you be charged with murder without a body?
Oh, my God.
1:14 p.m. Can you identify a body with broken teeth?
Oh, my God.
Then January 3rd, 1:02 p.m. What happens to hair on a dead body? 1:13 p.m. What is the rate of decomposition of a body found in a plastic bag compared to on the surface in the woods?
All right, that's a detailed search. I don't know if you're going to get an answer.
All right, and then 1:20 p.m. on January 3rd, this Brian Walsh Google searched on his son's iPad, can baking soda make a body smell good?
Mm.
Oh, my God.
Arm & Hammer baking soda.
Dude, that guy is the dumbest guy on earth.
This guy, it's unbelievable.
He probably has to Google how to tie his shoes.
Wow. And then there was another story, 3-4 days ago, that he also did some kind of search for how to dispose of a 115-pound female body. That's yes, Andrew.
Yeah, I just have this image in my head of Froggy going to a friend's house and doing all these searches from their computer.
Excuse me. I will not murder anybody and do those searches.
But it'll be on their computer.
Yes, that's a good idea, actually.
Is that not out of control?
I'm going to start looking for stuff like that on your computer, MJ.
Oh, my God, stop it. Don't you touch my computer.
He looks like, I mean, sorry to say this, but I'm not sorry to say it. He looks like somebody who would do that.
The killer?
Yeah.
This is out of control. All right, moving along, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Brady, according to Julian Edelman from the New England Patriots, he was on like a video podcast or something. Listen to what Julian Edelman, a former teammate of Tom Brady from the Patriots, has to say about Tom Brady in Tampa Bay.
If he has another season, it's not going to be in Tampa Bay. Right. And it's just because Tom's a businessman. Tom's a smart guy. He's going to do exactly what he did when he left New England. He's going to go to the best situation that helps him win if he wants to continue his playing career. I don't know. He'll probably sit these next 2 weeks, and he'll hang out with his family, and he'll assess the situation. I'm sure he has a routine now because he's probably been thinking about this these last 3 or 4 years on, am I going to play? Am I not going to play? Right. And, I'll give him a call and bug him a couple times and see if he'll give me anything. He probably won't, but I'll let you guys know in a couple weeks.
So there you go. Julian Edelman is saying, once again,
if he has another season, it's not going to be in Tampa Bay.
Look at that. What does Julian Edelman know?
Oh, whatever, Julian.
Did you see, speaking of missing people and bodies and everything, did you see what Carol Baskin apparently said in 2021 that is just surfacing now?
Wait, what's all this stuff going on about? Is she alive? What's all this stuff going around about her? All these stories. I don't understand. Is she dead or alive?
No, Carol Baskin is alive.
Okay, because the story says she died.
What?
I got to look at TMZ.
Well, hold on. What are you saying?
Go ahead. Go with your story.
No.
Maybe I'm thinking of something different. Something about her husband, right?
Yes, but Carol Baskin's alive. The story is Carol Baskin, local, she has the whole tiger, the animal rescue thing. Carol Baskin, the subject of that whole Tiger King thing, that huge smash hit during the pandemic on Netflix. Apparently, she made a claim in some type of an interview back in 2021 that her husband is still alive and that authorities know about it. But this just coming to light now that she said something back in 2021.
What?
Yeah, this story is crazy. All right, let me play this audio for you. And this is apparently from that interview.
Do you believe that, Carol? Do you think that he's still alive?
I didn't think that he was capable of supporting himself. He took about $1 million down into Costa Rica, and I had agreed to let him do that so he could prove to himself that he couldn't make a living. And when we recovered what we could out of that years later, it was only about $80,000 because the investments he had made were so bad. So I don't know how it is that Homeland Security says he's alive and well in Costa Rica, but I'm glad to hear it.
She's claiming that authorities know that he's alive. What is this? All right. There are multiple stories that popped up yesterday. Did you see something on TMZ in your...
Yeah, I saw it. No, it must have been somebody's faking something because I thought it said she died and her husband's alive.
No, Carol Baskin's alive, and she's now claiming that her husband is alive as well.
That would be crazy if this guy just shows up.
And his name is, but I don't think he's alive. And this thing, no pun intended, this story got buried, and now the story has popped back up. Listen to this. Tiger King star's missing husband, ex-husband, Don Lewis, was reportedly found alive in Costa Rica, but the discovery is now just going viral over a year later. During a November 2021 interview with ITV, this morning talk show, ITV is a British network, Baskin, 61, revealed that her ex, who was declared legally dead in 2002 after disappearing a few years before, is actually alive and well. However, Baskin told the New York Post that she was unaware of the alleged revelation until the sequel series was broadcast in November 21. I was not aware until Tiger King 2 aired. So she's now what? This interview has resurfaced and she's made the claim that he's still alive and in Costa Rica and that authorities know. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Just thought I'd
What's he doing down there?
point that out.
You sure he's not in the Bahamas with
Come
Doug?
on. Don't you think with all of this notoriety and Tiger King causing a global frenzy, don't you think that Don Lewis, Carol Baskin's ex-husband, would have said, hey, I'm here, I'm alive?
Maybe he was transitioned or something. Living a totally different life.
No, I don't.
Maybe he's just
don't
having
know.
a good time in Costa Rica and doesn't want to be bothered.
He's surfing every day.
He's not alive.
So says you.
Come on, give me a break.
What are you, Columbo? Where's your long trench coat?
The guy's not alive.
Okay.
And I'm sorry. I'm not going to waste any more time on this, but I just thought I'd point it out. He's absolutely not alive. Froggy, I think recently you asked what's going on with Alec Baldwin, and we mentioned that charges might be forthcoming. Guess what?
Please tell me he's busted.
Well, we don't know yet. Apparently, today is the day.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Today is the day that we find out if Alec Baldwin is going to be charged in the shooting of the cinematographer on that movie set. Alec, you think you're going to be charged?
No. No. MJ, what do you think?
I don't know.
What does your wife think?
Yeah, she's the expert.
I did not. You want me to call her up?
Yeah.
Well, she's the only legal mind I know.
Let me call the house phone.
No. I wonder how well I slept last night. No. Wasn't it last week he was asking people to follow his wife, and this week he might be put away? Please follow Hilaria.
Yeah, so today's the day that New Mexico authorities are set to reveal this. I guess she's not available.
The tone.
You know what?
Hold on, she might be doing her workout. Let me check the...
We need some bono advice. What is it, bono?
It's pro bono. It's not pre-boner.
Okay, I don't need pre-boner advice. I need pre-bono advice. Per bono.
Pro bono.
Pro bono.
It's free. Pro bono.
Sounds so close to bono.
Let me try the cell phone.
So what time is this going to go down?
Today, prosecutors are set to reveal today whether they intend to bring charges in the fatal shooting on the set of the Alec Baldwin movie Rust.
How could they not?
Yeah, the announcement on potential criminal...
Hello?
Hey, are you awake?
No.
I just called the house phone. And are you in bed?
Yeah.
How comfortable are those 1,100 thread count Egyptian sheets?
Ooh, nice.
Egyptian?
I'm sorry, where are those from? Is it Egyptian cotton?
I don't know.
But they're made in France or
Is that
something.
what they wrap the mummies in?
I'll tell you what, folks.
Cleopatra.
Let me tell you right now that it is so worth it to spend a ridiculous amount of money on sheets. Because first of all, they
life in the bed.
well, first of all, they last a long time. They last for years. But when you buy a really, really high quality sheet, man, holy sheet, you're gonna love it. Oh man, that's
one thing. That's one thing when I go to buy, you don't even ask me how much it costs. You just go, oh, you got new sheets? Oh.
Yeah, because, man, they are just amazing.
That
you know
and
what?
cars.
We ought to start a sheet company and call it Holy Sheet.
No one's done that?
There has to be one.
You think so?
Of course.
Anyway, hey, Michelle, Froggy wants to know, do you think that Alec Baldwin or anyone else related to the shooting on the movie set is going to be charged because prosecutors are set to reveal today in New Mexico the first judicial district attorney, Mary Carmack Altwies in New Mexico, is apparently set to make an announcement. Let's see. So the district attorney, along with special prosecutor Andrea Reeb, in a written statement, apparently will be made at 9 a.m. Mountain Time today.
That sounds like a no if it's just a written statement.
What do you think?
If they're just writing a statement and putting it out there, that sounds like a no. But he ought to be. I mean, we have laws for negligent, homicide. I mean, people kill somebody by accident with a car.
Hold on, let me make sure I have this right. The announcement on potential criminal charges will come from New Mexico First Judicial District Attorney Mary Carmack Altwies and Special Prosecutor Andrea Reeb in a written statement shared at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that'll be 11 a.m. our time here in Florida, East Coast time. And, of course, this is after the death of 42-year-old Helena Hutchins. She was the talented cinematographer on that movie Rust when a real bullet ended up in the prop gun, and Alec Baldwin pointed the gun or had pulled the trigger, and she died. It went through two people. It went through, like, one of the directors.
Yeah.
It went through, like, his shoulder and then struck her. So we're going to find out today whether, you know what, I'll tell you who should be thrown in jail is Hilaria Baldwin for that whole fake Spanish crap.
Don't put me in hell.
She ought to be thrown in jail for fraud, exactly.
How do you say hell? Jail?
Yeah. Hey, so, Michelle, you think that with a written statement that maybe, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if it's a written statement, then it sounds like I'm not really looking for, to be out there saying.
So your philosophy is if there were a big deal coming down, if there were going to be charges, they would hold a live press conference, is what you're thinking.
I would think so.
Yeah. Listen, I think that's pretty sound, ideas. Yeah.
Sounds like they just want to put the facts out there and say, for this reason, no charges are going to be.
Aw, no
Sounds
fun.
like they didn't find him to be, responsible for the set or the safety of the set or, in his capacity as like producer or, some type of a managerial position. It sounds like they found maybe he wasn't,
It's nice to know you could just accidentally shoot someone and get away with it.
That's crazy stuff. All right, when we get back, Michelle, I might need to call you again because I need to talk about Viagra.
You've already used your one call.
Time to get up.
This
It's almost 9 a.m.
It's like the prison deal. I only get one call.
Yeah.
I'm
burning out.
This call is being monitored.
No, I've got to talk about Viagra, and I think maybe you should be on the phone.
What?
Hang on. Look, that's
For Viagra?
hold on, that's a teaser. Even Michelle's going to be hooked. Even Michelle is going to stay tuned to hear the next segment of the show. All right, I'll call you right back in a few minutes. All right, I got to talk about Viagra next, and a whole lot more. There is a restaurant tipping situation, a bar restaurant tipping situation that should
Just
you
the tip.
Yeah, should you have to tip in a situation like this? At a bar, restaurant, hang on. Man, we got a lot of stuff when we get back. We got another long chunk of the MJ Morning Show next here on Q105. Again, welcoming up. You got the MJ Morning Show. Hi, folks. MJ here along with Roxanne and Froggy, of course. Fester is not with us. Fester is at Tampa General Hospital. Fester was admitted on Tuesday morning with his horrific flare-up of myasthenia gravis, an autoimmune disorder, and it's just knocking him for a loop. He's off the maintenance medication. At TGH, they have him on a 5-day IV course, a treatment to do, I guess, hemoglobin therapy. I guess this works, and he's gotten worse, but that's what happens because you come off the maintenance medication, and he's had a remission for this MG for years. He got it in 2011 first. He was off the MJ Morning Show for a month back in 2011. And it causes like all the muscles in his face to droop. All of his body muscles are weak. It's just. If you heard him on the air at about 7:40 this morning, he just. It just doesn't sound like Fester.
It was painful to listen to him.
Yeah, man. It's just I feel so bad for Fester, but hopefully he sounds awful. He feels awful right now, but he's off the maintenance medication that he was popping, but even then, his case came back and the maintenance medication wasn't working great. But the plan is you get worse, but then you get better because he's on a 5-day, and he should hopefully emerge. I don't know if he's going to be back next week, but Fester at TGH. And we just heard from Fester. And Roxanne, you got a text. Do we all get a text, or I didn't check my text?
That was just to me, but maybe he let you guys know as well that he's leaving his room for testing and he'll be out for a while.
Yeah, he didn't text me. So
me either.
All right, so why is he texting you?
We were talking during the whole.
Oh, okay, I got you. All right, so Fester, I said I will call him later in the show. So he's leaving the room. Is he already gone?
Yeah, because he said leaving the room. Yeah.
All right, to go for testing, so he won't be available. Oh, boy. All right, so maybe we'll try at the very end of the show in a little less than an hour from right now. We'll try to call Fester one more time. All right, Viagra. I have a revelation to make. Maybe I should do the story first. Yeah, let me do the story first.
Is this a breaking news revelation?
I knew it.
Well... Men who use Viagra are 25% less likely to suffer early death, according to a University of Southern California study.
Yeah, because they're doing it all the time, and I think that's kind of healthy for you.
USC.
Exercise.
Oh, what was the lady's name who they defrauded and the whole deal where they got the kids into college at USC and by faking they were on like the rowing team?
Lori Loughlin.
Thank you, Lori.
Aunt Becky from Full House.
Whenever I think of USC, I think of that story with that college admissions fraud deal.
You leave Aunt Becky alone.
Aunt Becky's a fraudster.
It's hot.
Did she go to jail? Didn't she do some time?
I don't know, but I think her husband's still in jail, and I see her posting all over Instagram with John Stamos now.
Oh, really?
I guess she's hanging out with Johnny Boy since hubby's away.
There's a new published study in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, and it finds that Viagra lowers the risk of heart disease in men by up to 39% and even helps reduce the risk of early death.
Well, let me add to that. Not only, I didn't know anything about the heart health side of things, but I'm not going to use, I have to be careful how I say this. Men should do something X amount of times a month for good prostate health to lower their risk of prostate cancer.
What, jog?
Yes.
Oh.
Watch what they eat?
Yes.
Oh, all that. Okay.
All of that. No, something more pertinent.
Do aerobic activity?
More relevant to the Viagra part of this story.
Play chess?
Stretch?
What is it, Roxanne?
I can't say it. I think I would get in trouble for saying it.
What should men do? How many times a month?
Lawn jarts?
21 times a month.
Whoa.
What?
21 times a month. Yep.
Men should do this 21 times a month to for what?
To avoid getting prostate cancer.
Well, I'm good.
Play golf?
Fish? Something to do with,
lawn chart.
Play backgammon?
Closer?
Read books?
Colder.
You're talking
colder.
about
Mow the lawn?
Colder. No. You were getting warmer with the different, like.
Are you talking about?
Do arm curls?
Warmer.
Javelin?
Quickly. Do arm curls quickly.
High lie.
All right. So,
Tube it.
Jeffrey Tubin?
Tubing it.
Jeffrey Tubin? All right. So, wow. Men who, this is a real this is University of Southern California. Researchers there studied 70,000 adult men with an average age of 52 who had been diagnosed with erectile dysfunction at some point between 2006 and 2020. They looked at the medical records of the individuals who had taken Viagra and whether they had suffered any heart problems during any follow-up period. And they found that those who had erectile dysfunction and used Viagra or other erectile dysfunction drugs were less likely to suffer from heart issues, and deaths from heart conditions dropped by almost 40%. Viagra users were also 17% less to suffer from heart failure, had a lesser chance, 22%, of developing unstable angina. That's plaque in the coronary arteries.
Well, wasn't that what Viagra was originally developed for? Before it became
I don't know, Mr. Pharmaceutical School Man. I don't know. You tell me. Experts believe Viagra increases blood flow to the heart's arteries. Well, doesn't it increase blood flow somewhere else?
Maybe it just increases it all around your body.
All right, so you ready for my revelation, ladies and gentlemen?
I knew it.
Are you ready?
What a chooch.
Are you going to rip off the word chooch from our buddy Santo?
I said it all night last night.
Santo Sardo from Sardo's Pizza?
I called both of my sons a couple chooches last night.
What are you, a chooch?
I got to. It's great.
All right, here's my revelation.
What?
I have never, ever taken a Viagra.
I'm shocked at this information.
Well, don't you have to be a certain size to even qualify?
Will you stop? I have never taken Viagra, Levitra. What are the other ones? What's the Viagra, Levitra?
What's the Smiling Bob one?
There's another one. What are all?
Why are you looking
Wiener
at me?
right.
Wienerol.
No, I've never had one either. So what? What's the big revelation? You don't have ween problems.
Can you be a little more clinical, please?
D problems?
No, stop.
Sorry.
Thank you, Cialis. So the other one,
Cialis.
Yes. I always like that name. It's like Cialis. It's working. The wife's name is Alice.
What do you mean?
See, Alice, it's working again.
Oh, there's so many hot Alices out there.
So some texters are wanting me to do the math on 21 times a month.
Listen,
to bring it down to a weekly number, and that would be 5.
That's not tough to figure out.
Yes, let's do first grade math for our listeners.
How many times a day would be 60 a month? Because that's where I lie.
Why is Michelle? Hello.
Yes.
Are you listening to the show?
Yes, you've never taken a medication.
I've never done it. But apparently, Michelle, men that use Viagra are 25% less likely to suffer an early death. It takes heart issues by a reasonable percentage off the table. I mean, maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
Well, you have a hot wife. Imagine if your wife looked like Rachel Dratch or something.
All right, Froggy, come on.
What would you do?
That's inappropriate.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to think of. Michelle.
Michelle,
you would have to get some popsicle sticks from Rachel Dratch.
We stop. You have to get a crotch splint. All right. So, Michelle, do you have any thoughts on the fact that Andrew's on the floor in the producer's booth?
Oh,
what are you laughing at?
Andrew, you okay?
What are you
think about the crotch splint?
What are you laughing at?
I think he's a fan of Rachel Dratch, actually.
You know that padded thing with like the metal bar that twists around your finger when you spray the finger. All right. So, Michelle, I mean, do you think it's worth me looking into Viagra because it might be good for my heart?
I'll call the doctor for you momentarily. 9 o'clock, he'll be open. I'll see what he says.
Don't they make you like that for like hours though?
Listen, I think we just. I don't know. I've never taken. I don't know. I've never taken it.
Walk around with the old belt buckle trick.
Listen, I'm moving along here. So, hey, Michelle.
Wait, before you move along, can I say something?
Yes.
Our friend stopped and checked in on our other friend at that fancy hotel down there.
Tony
is this
Soprano?
a code? This is a code.
Our friend down there, he's got a thing about another guy.
All right, hold on. Repeat that exact same phrase. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. Our friend checked on our other friend at that fancy hotel down there.
Okay, Sil.
I know. Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
Of course I know.
Hotel.
Yeah, I know. Because remember I texted one of the PR people at Tampa General Hospital the other night.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, hey, by the way, Fester is staying at your hotel. And, of course, hotel references Tampa General Hospital. I was being a smarty pants. And so I'm calling it the hotel where Fester is staying. And they already knew. They knew Fester was there and TGH is going to take good care of Fester. But what Michelle is saying, we have a number of physician friends, and one of our close physician friends apparently stopped in. I guess he was doing rounds at Tampa General. And, of course, patients with myasthenia gravis, that's not his area of expertise. He's more of in the orthopedic business. But apparently, you're telling me that our good friend, our Dr. Pal, stopped in to Fester's room at Tampa General Hospital this morning to check in on him.
Yes.
So why'd you need the code words? Why can't you just
He
say?
his text. He texted us.
Oh, I didn't get a text.
Yes, you did.
Hold on. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Imagine that's how the phone works. You get a text.
All right. Saw Fester this morning and let him know that if I can help him in any way, to call. So that's nice. That's a good friend of ours.
Oh, Fester. For such a grumpy guy, he's getting so much love. Imagine if he was nice.
That's very nice. Well, Michelle, thanks.
Such a grumpy guy.
Well, I asked him, hey, can I stop by last night? He said no.
No, he doesn't want anybody.
I asked him too, and he was cold the first night when they started doing those infusions.
Yeah.
Oh, poor. Wait, really?
Well, yeah, he's getting a 5-day IV course infusion. Hey, Michelle, while I have you on the phone.
Oh, no, what?
No, just hang out. I want to reveal something else.
Oh, no.
Guess what is filthier than a toilet?
Your mouth.
No, come on.
When you had that beard, it was.
All right, listen to me. All right, now
the sink.
What?
Something in the sink.
Nope. No, the question is, a new study is out, and this has to do with transportation, commuting. What is filthier than a toilet?
The steering wheel.
What?
Steering wheel.
You know what? That's a pretty good guess, but incorrect.
There's all kinds of stuff dirtier. I mean,
but I'm saying commuting, transportation, and this.
the bar you hold on a bus.
You know what? You're getting warmer.
When I go to the airport, I'm like, ugh.
Incorrect, but
But, or like an elevator.
Listen.
You hold the elevator as you're going down.
in the subway.
What?
Yeah.
What?
The subway pole you hang on to.
Listen, all of these are good answers. I'm sure all of these are filthy things.
I said elevator. I meant escalator. If you hold the rail of the escalator when you go down.
That's too Roxanne. Disgusting.
Yeah. Well, listen, you have those rails in the elevators too, and people's butts are pushed up against them and everything.
Never ride an escalator because you have to hang on, and it's dangerous.
All right. So, do you not know what the correct answer is? Obviously not. So I will reveal it. Are you ready?
I think I know.
What?
Air conditioning.
No. All right. Let me shut off this annoying pyramid music. All right. Public e-bikes and e-scooters are filthy.
Ooh.
Like those Lime scooters and the Lime bikes that, those bikes that are abandoned all over the place. Those things are a menace.
Yeah. What do people...
They're a nuisance.
Go to the bathroom on a seat or something?
Who wants to drive down Platte or something or Swan and see? Listen, I saw an abandoned scooter on the Crosstown Expressway last weekend.
Those things end up at the bottom of the river.
I know. They every time they do like one of those river drags, like under the bridge in downtown Tampa, they pull out like 60 of those scooters that people just chuck in the water. All right, so I saw in a I was too close to it, so I couldn't get a picture, and I didn't want to like turn around, and that's just a hassle because you get into a point on the crosstown once you go through downtown, and on and off is just a pain in the neck. So I wanted to make a loop, and take a picture. There was an abandoned lime scooter on the shoulder on the Crosstown Expressway. I'm like, what the? Was somebody driving this thing drunk at 4 miles an hour, like on the Leroy Selman Crosstown? I mean, they're lucky.
Well, didn't Fetcher see one in the middle of the bridge one time?
He saw one on He saw one at 275, just north of the Malfunction Junction. And it was like off on that, got the little concrete wall that runs a little high right after you pass through Malfunction Junction, northbound 275. And he saw one like propped up against that concrete wall on the right. And it's like, wait a minute, somebody had to be on the interstate on a freaking scooter. And then I saw one on the crosstown. I mean, these people, they're probably drunk out of their gourds.
And then it dies probably. The battery doesn't, it's not going to last the length of a bridge.
They're just going... Meanwhile, cars are passing you at 80 miles an hour. But the story here is that a recent survey finds that the handlebars on public e-bikes carry 12,000 times the bacteria of a toilet seat.
Ew! 12,000?
Wait, what part of it?
The average, so it's the handlebars.
How is that possible? People pooping on the bars?
I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know, but remember, we didn't start using those e-bikes in the city till it was COVID.
Yeah.
Because then there was no traffic, so we could ride them around. But remember, we used to take the wipes and wipe them down, and we'd wear those plastic gloves.
Yeah, so when we
did.
When I did a little tour in New York, and during COVID, we were renting the city bikes, and Michelle...
Are those blue ones?
Yeah, those are the city bikes. So Michelle, the minute COVID started, and man, you got in early before the mad crush and rush, Michelle orders these hospital-grade bacterial wipes that you'll see in hospitals, and it's like a white container with like a purple label. What's the name of that thing?
PDI. I forget which one.
Yeah, PDI hospital. Yeah, so she ordered these PDI hospital-grade wipes. I mean, they'll kill everything. And, we used to, like, bring a Ziploc baggie and, like, wipe down all the handlebars and all on the city bikes. But that's what they're saying. These scooters, the public e-scooters and the public e-bikes, and I would imagine not even the e-bikes, just the regular public, that they are nasty. It's almost like...
They're wiping their butt with their hands and then touching the steering wheel.
Oh. No, it's almost like they're wiping their butt with the handlebars. Forget about their...
Let me just use this handlebar.
No hands needed. They're just using the handlebar. I mean, what is going on?
Maybe it's like they almost get in an accident. They're terrified. They poop their pants.
What?
And it landed just on the bars? That's weird.
Roxanne, are you okay? What are you... Froggy is rubbing off on you.
Yeah, I really am. I'm bad influence.
A terrible, awful, no good influence.
No more duty jokes from you.
All right, Michelle.
All right.
Go back to bed.
Pick that Viagra up on your way home?
I'm sorry, say it again?
You going to pick that Viagra up on your way home?
Listen, I don't need it.
I know that, but maybe you do for the other medical benefits.
But that's what I'm saying. But
and then
maybe
there'll be tangential benefits.
Maybe I should be on Viagra because it's good for your heart, according to the new study.
There you go.
How are you gonna? I mean, with those shorts you wear all day, we're gonna see that thing pop.
We stop, Froggy, stop.
You don't see it already, Froggy?
I tried to look.
All right, Michelle. All right, I'll see you later.
I think I'm rubbing off on Michelle too.
Yeah. Is that Viagra story brought to us by
Viagra?
Trojan? Right?
The Viagra story is brought to you by Viagra. Trojan.
I'm trying to think somebody who's...
I'm not on Tinder dating. What are you talking about?
No, not you, but like the study is like, who's going to benefit from more of that?
Couple of Jeremy Renner updates. Now, there was an item a couple of days ago. Jeremy Renner was released from the hospital. actor Jeremy Renner, who was run over by his private personal 14,200-pound private snowcat like they have at a ski resort to like groom the trails. He was run over by his own machine out in, was it Lake Tahoe, right?
Yeah.
He was released from the hospital. But then there was another story that his injuries are far worse than anybody knew. And listen, I hope this guy makes a complete and full recovery. But we don't know. They're not telling us everything. What we do know is that the 911 call was released. Have you heard this?
I'm scared to. No.
Is this one when he's moaning?
Yeah. So the 911 call, and you can hear the neighbor. Wasn't he helping like a neighbor or a friend out of a snowdrift by using the snowcat? Anyway, this is the 911 call that authorities released yesterday.
Cat versus a pedestrian.
Stay still.
Okay, what's the
Stay
address?
still.
I need the address of the emergency, please.
I told
Lots
you
of help on the way. I just had to verify it. What is the phone number that you were calling from?
immediately. Someone's been run over by a snowcat. Hurry.
Okay, and what is the phone number that you're calling from, just in case you get disconnected?
Oh,
Okay, tell me
five-
exactly what happened.
I don't know. Someone's in front of my house on the ground. They got run over by a snowcat. He's been crushed.
Okay, we have.
Send paramedics, ambulance.
Everyone's
video.
on the way right now. Okay, just did.
Listen to me. You might want to get a life flight out here immediately.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay.
Hey, it's
Where is he bleeding from?
I don't know. I can't tell. His head. Oh, easy. It's on the inside of me.
Okay, does it look like the bleeding is under control on his head?
Okay, he says he's got ribs issues.
Okay.
His right side.
I mean, you can hear him in the beginning.
God, I can't believe the guy's alive.
I mean, you hear him in the beginning. He's groaning and moaning. I mean, I feel so bad for Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, he got crushed up on his right side.
Like up
his
here,
ribs
his
are broken.
right chest?
Yeah, his right chest and the upper torso. His ribs look like they might be crushed. He's got a head wound as well.
Oh, jeez.
Keep this on you. Can you give me an ETA?
In 1 second here. Let me see if I can. It's hard to give an ETA just because the snow on the mountain. I don't know how quick they're able to go.
You heard the neighbor that is placing the 911 call. He's like, maybe get life flight out here. Get one of the helicopters.
His breaths are getting shorter, so please.
How's he doing?
You heard his breaths are getting shorter. He is so lucky to be alive.
I know. I can't believe it.
Oh, my God.
Shallow breath.
Okay.
A lot of pain. He's conscious.
Okay.
We got him covered in blankets. His head's covered.
Oh, boy. This is unbelievable.
This is hard to listen to.
It is.
Drifting off.
Is he starting to kind of drift off into sleep?
Keep him awake.
And then, and that's it. And you can hear him say, stay awake, stay awake. So they're trying to keep him awake.
The guy did a good job.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Comfort the guy. He's there. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Tell them, my name's Michael. I'm here to help you.
Oh, my wife sent me a story from the Tampa Bay Times. And this was written by Christopher Spada. I know him. I've talked to him before because he's written several stories about the MJ Morning Show. And he wrote a story about the University Mall. And the headline was Scenes from Tampa's Dead Mall are alive with nostalgia at the transforming University Mall near USF. Some still shop and work while others come for the vibes. So I saw this story, because, remember the Tampa Bay Center Mall? Remember that thing?
I missed that mall.
Yeah, that was a fun
There's
mall.
some good pictures online. You can see the old
Remember
mall with
that?
the elevator.
Yeah. How about the Pinellas Park Mall?
I don't remember that one.
With the ice skating
Hold on,
rink?
you don't remember did they have an ice skating rink? Maybe
I think so.
Pinellas Park Mall, right at Gandy Park,
Yeah,
right?
right off of Gandy.
Yeah, right off
I never went to that.
you never went to the Pinellas Park Mall?
Yeah, they had the ice skating rink.
Oh, did they? That's right, they did. But when I saw this story about, this so-called, like dead mall, the University Mall near USF, I'll tell you what I thought of. You know what would be awesome?
What?
To recreate this.
You got us into this parking lot, pal. Now you get us out. You want out of this parking lot? Okay.
Would there be anything else?
Yes, do you have a Miss Piggy?
Yeah, baby!
This mall's got everything. Look, disco pants and haircuts. Baby clothes.
Burgers. Yeah, lots of space in this mall.
Now, this is what I'm talking about.
Pants and haircuts.
Yep, disco pants and haircuts. All right, wouldn't that be awesome to recreate the Blues Brothers mall scene inside University Mall?
Yeah.
Wow, you will find a way to shoehorn in that movie into anything, won't you?
Well, the thing that kind of bothers me a bit is I don't have the Bluesmobile anymore.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
Yeah. So the Bluesmobile was like in a storage lot for years. Folks, if you don't know it, during the MJ and BJ show and the MJ Morning Show, we were in parades until Gasparilla said we couldn't have the car in the parade. They said our Bluesmobile looked too junky.
Yeah,
so
right.
they wouldn't allow our car in the parade any longer.
Oh, no.
What are you talking about? It was like a perfect replica. It was a 1974 Dodge Monaco.
Yeah.
Cop tires, cop shocks, cop motor. It was the model before catalytic converters, so it ran good on regular gas. It's 106 miles to Chicago. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. And we had a great replica, the MJ Morning Show Bluesmobile. And then, when we ended the show, it kind of ended up in a lot. And then a guy was like keeping it. And then he told me that he was scrapping it. And I turned over the title for scrap. And then somebody told me it was actually sold to a collector in California. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But, man, that'd be awesome to recreate the Blues Brothers mall scene in the University Mall.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine? So it's just, there's still stores there, though, right?
Yeah, but that's what you need. Oh, look, Pier 1 Imports.
Ooh, Old Navy.
The new Oldsmobiles are in early this year. 9:22 at the MJ Morning Show on Q105. When we get back, the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show here on a Thursday. And I mentioned bars, restaurants. Should you really have to tip in this situation? Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I agree with this. And you know what? I'm going to try to maybe get a hold of the guy that was holding on to the Bluesmobile and find out if it was really scrapped or if it was sold to a collector in California. Because I'd like to see what's going on with my old car.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, I hunted down a 74 Dodge Monaco. That's the Bluesmobile. Maybe I'll try to make a phone call next. All right, hold on. 9:22 at the MJ Morning Show. We'll try to call Fester at TGH in the final minutes of the show to see how he's doing. They were rolling him out for tests.
Yeah, may not. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
I almost said texts. He's probably getting 2,000 texts an hour from Froggy giving out his cell number.
813-310-8444.
What was that slowly?
813-310-8444. You should really play the song.
I can do that next as well. All right, hold on. We're back in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. First, though, plan. 8:03. I was just checking TMZ, and it looks like the Hillsborough County Sheriff, our sheriff, Chad Chronister, commented, or the sheriff's office commented to TMZ about this little Carol Baskin revelation, the Tiger King crap.
Right, because remember, he came out a while back and was like, we're pursuing this. We need any information anyone has.
Oh, yeah. Chad Chronister, during this whole phenomenon with the Tiger King back when COVID started, and I remember Chad Chronister, the sheriff commented that this is an open investigation. Listen, there are folks that I know in the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, and some of that are even retired, that worked this case back in the day when it happened, and there are folks that, and this is their opinion, that Don, the husband's buried somewhere on that land. That's, the story. And again, that's the opinions of those individuals, stories that I've heard. But TMZ apparently got a comment from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office in regard to the report that Carol Baskin made a claim in 2021 on a British breakfast show, like a Good Morning America in Great Britain, about that. Oh yeah, Don's still alive. He's in Costa Rica.
What do you mean by that?
So,
Carol?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find the story.
I want to know what Joe Exotic has to say about this, and then will she ever financially recover?
Yeah, that's right. That's still.
I miss Joe Exotic.
Yeah, here we go. TMZ. I'm on the website right now. TMZ, no evidence, first husband still alive despite resurfaced report. The feds finding Carol Baskin's first husband alive is all the buzz on the internet, but that would be news to local authorities who tell TMZ they haven't heard from the feds and still consider Don Lewis missing. Twitter users started chirping Wednesday when a lot of them discovered for the first time, apparently, a 2021 interview with Carol Baskin about an alleged report that the Department of Homeland Security found Lewis living in Costa Rica. And, yeah, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, which is in charge of Don's missing persons case, tells TMZ it's had no communication with federal officials to suggest they've located Don Lewis. Obviously, the FBI would have shared that information. So far, the sheriff's office is concerned nothing's changed. As far as they're concerned, nothing's changed. Lewis is still a missing person, and the case remains a priority for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. I just dropped a text to Sheriff Chronister and his office, and I said, hey, we're going to be on the air for another 10, 12 minutes or so before we shut things down. If the sheriff's available, can we talk to the sheriff? And if not, I'm sure we can get Sheriff Chronister on tomorrow morning to talk about this newly resurfaced interview. But that appears to be just a bunch of crap that, Don Lewis is alive and well in Costa Rica. Carol Baskin's husband had disappeared. So it started, popping up and going viral. It was trending. Don Lewis, Carol Baskin, Tiger King, still alive, all that crap. All right, so we'll wait and see if the sheriff has time to call in now. If not, I'm sure we'll get Sheriff Chronister on tomorrow morning. Now, I got a problem with this. I saw an item about an individual that went to a bar. The bar is staffed with robots. It's in Las Vegas. It's a robot-operated bar. And when the robot gives you the bill, there's like an added tip. The robot is expecting a tip. Are you kidding me?
Don't you owe me something? I mean, how does that go down? It's a robot. I'll kick that thing.
You tip me or else I will rip you apart limb by limb. I am bar robot.
I kill your family if you not tip me. Waiting.
Processing.
Now you die. I mean, it's so weird.
So if you have a sex robot, do you have to pay that
You know,
Robot
Roxanne,
Roxanne, why are you gravitating there all the time these days?
It's just your mind is just in the gutter.
What is going on with you?
No.
Are you hitting that point in life? Are you having hot flashes as well?
No. What are you talking about?
We're talking about bar robots.
I'm sorry. At 28 years old, you don't have hot flashes. I'm sorry.
What are you talking about? What does a hot flash have to do with talking about a sex robot?
What do sex robots have to do with bar robots?
But really,
they're both robots.
People are saying that, all right, so they've been to restaurants and bars where some places put an automatic tip on there, and they don't always mind if it's a human, but should you have to pay a tip to a bar that uses robots to take your orders and bring you your drinks? No!
I'll break that beer bottle and stab you in the neck. Tip me. Tip me. Tip me. Tip me. Tip me.
Tipsy robot.
Tip me. Tip me. Whole restaurant burns down. Just tip the robot.
Just that tip right now.
Oh my God! It's called
Roxanne.
Hold on. Hold on. What did you say? What?
Jackie is dying. She said, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Hold on.
What? I just elaborate. I just did my own robot voice.
What do you say?
Big deal. I said, just the tip right now.
You know, it always goes back.
Oh boy,
Doug, do some work, Doug.
The bar is called Tipsy Robot in Las Vegas.
Oh,
Should you have to tip the robot? No.
No. The robot doesn't care.
It's a flipping robot, for crying out loud.
Roxanne. Wow.
Unbelievable. All right, I got a lightning round. How much time I got to go quickly here. The father of the toddler. Remember that Dan Abrams show? It used to be Live PD. Now it's called On Patrol. We talked about this first thing this week, I think on Monday, because we worked on Monday. We did a live show. And there was an episode of On Patrol Live from this past weekend, and it's formerly the Live PD that used to be on A&E and now is on Reels on Patrol. And there was an incident where a toddler was waving around a gun.
Dude, I just saw that video. I saw the whole police cam because I follow a YouTube page.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. You called in sick on Monday.
I followed a YouTube page.
Yeah.
It's called Police Cams. Crazy cams.
Yeah.
And, dude, the kid is like this, pulling the trigger, hold it to his face.
It's a toddler in diapers outside of an apartment condo. You know, where you have the outside doors and the stairways. That
he was also outside by himself.
Right. Exactly. The kid in diapers, like 2 or 3 years old, with a gun, and he's holding it to his face. He's pulling the trigger.
This is the child with the loaded weapon. This was the piece of evidence.
Pulling the trigger right there.
Look at that
trigger.
This is from.
You can hear him pulling it.
Yeah, you can.
Only one.
Anyway, the update on that whole situation is the father in Indiana was arrested. Indiana father arrested after his son was captured on video. It was like a neighbor surveillance camera in this condo complex. This was in Indiana, outside of Indianapolis, Beach Grove. I'm sorry, 4-year-old kid. I said 2 or 3. Kid was 4 years old. He was in diapers. Why is the kid still in diapers?
Let's just say it doesn't look like a normal house.
Was it a diaper or was it like underwear? I don't know.
No, it was a diaper. He looked like a little midget in diapers.
And the kid is playing with the gun. The father made some kind of a story up that, oh, yeah, it's the uncle's gun. Didn't even know it was left.
He tried to hide it, too.
Yeah. And then they found the gun, but the father consented to let the cops into the apartment, and they found it in like a drawer in like some back bedroom or something.
When they went in, he was asleep.
Yeah,
just like chewy.
Yeah, the father. I mean, it's exactly what you'd expect. So the father has been arrested for like endangerment.
Poor kid.
So that's an update on that. Oh, and I'll do that tomorrow. I can save this for tomorrow. I mean, we're up against the clock here. Oh, the guy that tried to kidnap the barista, the coffee girl at that coffee stand up in Washington State.
Yeah. That creepy guy with the Chevrolet tattoo on his arm.
Yeah, not too hard to find out. The guy has a huge Chevrolet tattooed on his forearm, which you can see crystal clear as he's trying to put a zip tie on the hands of the barista and yank her through the drive-through window into his vehicle to kidnap her and steal her. And, of course, we had the news yesterday that the guy was tracked down and arrested, but now we find out he's being held on $500,000 bail. All right, good for the judge that set that bond.
Should have covered his tattoo with a Tesla tattoo.
A King County judge found probable cause for attempted kidnapping with sexual motivation and assault and set Matthew Darnell's bail at $500,000.
Good.
38-year-old guy driving a Chevy Silverado pickup truck with a Chevy tattoo on his forearm tried to pull the barista into his car. As he was handing her cash, he then tried to grab her hands, put a zip tie on, and then yank her through the window. She was able to fight back. He fled. Money falls on the ground. She calls cops, and boom, this was a tragedy averted from some sicko that tried to kidnap a coffee barista from one of those outdoor little drive-through. You know, they have them all over Oregon, all over Washington State, and tried to kidnap her. And it is a terrible, terrible story.
Yeah.
But it could have been, obviously, a whole lot worse. All right. I'm just looking at it. We just cannot get to everything every day. We have so much stuff. All right, so we're already loaded. I don't even need to do any prep for tomorrow. I got it all set right here. All right, Roxanne, anything before we go?
No, tomorrow's Friday.
All right, that's true. Froggy, anything before we go?
I think we're good, Chief.
All right, folks, plenty of stuff on our website, also on my Instagram. If you haven't seen the Fester Water Tower, Save Fester.
Yes.
Thank you,
Save
Jackie.
Fester. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Save Fester.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you,
right. Jackie. That's right. Jackie from our sales department. Thank you for doing the Photoshop.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can grab the microphone right there. You can talk. Thank you, Jack.
Yes, no, we're praying for Fester.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
And that was a Getty image that we have permission to use?
Yes, it's a free stock photo.
Okay. All right, just making sure.
Yes.
All right. All right, so Save Fester. We didn't get a chance to buzz Fester, but apparently he's still undergoing tests, so he's not even available. All right, folks, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day. MJMorningshow.com is loaded, and we'll see you tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.
Hear the latest MJ Morning Show podcast on the Q105 app, powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800